Maybe home is somebody's smile when they look at you for the first time. Maybe home is being a home to something you love and adore with all your heart, and that is what life, friendship, and love are all about. Maybe home is listening to all of your favorite shows on Today 95.1 FM. We create memories. We inspire comfort. We are the voice of the people, and we are home away from home.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081 389 2850 now for more information. To Insight on Today 95.1 FM. All right. Let's get started. Mr. Emmanuel Ndekwe is joining us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Maxwell. Good morning, Nigeria.
You are aware ASU and federal government have been at loggerhead recently. And ASU had, I think, a 2 weeks warning strike, which was called off. Now, their grievance was that the government hasn't really attended to the 2009 agreement. We have been having this thing reoccurring over and over. And there's another committee that was set up in 2014. That committee also came up with recommendations and also, I think, added what was already written in the 2009 agreement. And according to ASU, government hasn't been sincere in ensuring that those issues are sorted out, even if they cannot solve all of them once and for all. But at least there should be this commitment on the part of government to adequately sort them out gradually. If someone is owing you 1 million, and the person says, okay, I can't give you the 1 million at a go, but what I'm going to do is that monthly, at least I can confidently give you 100,000. Mr. Emmanuel, that's a good deal, right?
Yeah.
And then first month, you see a lot, 100K. Second month, you know that this person
will eventually clear it.
Will eventually clear it. In fact, even if the person had probably, there's a certain one that there was no money, but at least the person paid even 50K or even 30K, you know that, okay.
They started.
But according to ASU, that the federal government is not, there's no willingness on their part. And sometimes when I even look at this federal government ASU issue, some of the demands there are normally the responsibility of government. ASU, as it were, are employees of government.
Yeah.
And for every employee, the person will demand wages, allowances, and co. And it is normal globally. Even in advanced democracies, you hear that, doctors want to go on strike. Before you know it, they will call them off and tell them, no problem. What is the issue? Allowances, they will pay them. But here in our own climate, they will allow them, they will go for warning strike, come back, go for indefinite strike. There was a time they went on strike for about 8 months. Hardly would you go into pass through a Nigerian university without experiencing strike. In fact, if you say you didn't experience strike, even if it's warning strike, we'll be looking at you somehow. Maybe for Elder Emmanuel, those of you who schooled in those days, maybe you did not experience it. Because in those days, Nigeria was a little bit better.
Things were still better.
You people enjoyed Nigeria. But for we...
You people are enjoying it the other way.
So, but for we, there's no way you go through a Nigerian university without experiencing, even if it's warning strike, you will experience warning strike. But here is the thing. When ASU called off the strike, there's this story that the federal government, there was a time the federal government said, oh, they want to give them loan. Now, this one, I don't know if it's loan or whatever, but it's called the Tertiary Institution Staff Support Fund. The aim, according to them, is to improve staff welfare. Recall that part of the call for ASU is for government to fund universities. Apart from funding universities, they have end allowances and all other allowances. These are statutory. These are things that is due them, that they are supposed to get. It is still money they will use in paying it. Now, I'm looking at this other one, the Tertiary Institution Staff Support Fund. Will it take the place of those statutory allowances that government ordinarily should pay to ASU, even non-academic staff, they have theirs, and other associations, without cries, without protest? According to this story, the federal government said they have begun disbursement of funds under the Tertiary Institution Staff Support Fund, aimed at improving staff welfare, productivity, and innovation across Nigeria's higher education system. Folashade Borewo, who is the Director of Press and Public Relations from the Federal Ministry of Education, actually made this known. Now, the initiative was launched in August. And you recall that this strike was just, I think, this October.
Yeah.
In August 2025, that was when this was launched. According to them, it's a part of the Nigerian Education Sector Renewal Initiative. It is a key component of President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda. Now, according to Tunji Alausa, who is the Minister of Education, he said that the program has moved from planning to full implementation. They said over 9,000 tertiary institution staff are already receiving payment in the first phase, which represent about 28% of the 33,000 verified applicants from 219 federal and state institutions. The question I'm asking is, will this take the place of what ASU is asking? Because we don't want a situation whereby after receiving this, tomorrow ASU will come up again and say, oh, the 2009 agreement, nothing has been done. On the part of the government also, why is it difficult for government to just attend to statutory things? I'll give you an instance. Every worker across board, you pay salaries, you pay allowances, you pay overtime if the person works overtime. I'm telling you what is obtainable globally, because Nigeria is not living alone. The labor law, there's what they call the ILO, International Labor Law. If someone works beyond his time, you're supposed to pay the person extra allowance. Yes, in that case, you can negotiate. Okay, I cannot give you $10 per hour. Can I give you 5? All right, no problem. We go. But to just pretend as if you don't know, and you gave me the job, to now pretend as if you don't know that you're supposed to give me extra pay. Then even when I ask, you will now tell me to go to hell. That's where the problem is. Is government aware that it is cheaper to attend to issues that are paramount, issues that are statutory, when it comes to labor laws, when it comes to salaries, when it comes to allowances? Because ASU has also complained that if you take a look at what they earn and their counterparts in other African countries, there's nothing to write home about. Even, in fact, even the army, Aline Dume said recently that what Nigerian army earns, not the big officers, the ground officers, compared to what other African countries are earning, that does not even have the kind of resources that we have. And he stated the amount when you convert it, 100,000 plus difference, 100,000, and Nigeria is supposed to be at the forefront. Is that not so?
Yeah.
With the kind of resources we have,
Yeah.
people are supposed to be paid, well. So for ASU and federal government, what is all this? When people will ask for something, federal government will go and then say, okay, let's give you loan, or let's give you, instead of attending to the main issue. Mr. Emmanuel.
You see, Maxwell, thank you very much. You stretch out the whole thing in a way that, of course, both federal government and ASU should understand. However, let me try as much as I can to state certain things I believe about this, their ding-dong affair. You see, I put the blame squarely on federal government's head. If you check, Maxwell, it's quite unfortunate what is going on in this country. And I don't know whether the authorities think that Nigeria is in a world of its own. If you check in advanced nations,
are you not going for Mr.
No.
Let's
I know
deal
what
with Africa.
No,
first.
I have to mention that advanced nations. You must have advanced, and then you have the advanced are developed nations. You can have also developing nations and those who are creeping into developing. Yes. Now we fall into that middle. We are a developing nation. We are not expected to behave like advanced nations, but at least we take a cue from them, because we do not plan and pray to remain stagnant. We are growing. When I hear 65 years after independence that we are still a baby, I don't believe that. It is only a man that has made himself a baby that remains a baby, maybe forever or for as long as he wishes. You see, if you check, professors are the most paid, perhaps with scientists and all that, in advanced nations. But here, small children that are counselors pack the whole money, and professors are giving maybe 400 to 450,000. And sometimes the payment is not regular. These are the hiccups in the whole thing. You see, Maxwell, the truth is that federal authorities know all that is good to do, as humans can know. And there's no place you get, even with the advanced nations, you don't get 100% treatment. You don't get. There certainly must be hiccups here and there. But at least the difficulty, that the better situation is such that once such hiccup is raised, the institutions will prune them off. But here in Nigeria, we don't have institutions, because the institutions we have pander to the over obedience of the authorities. If not, the man heading them will be fired. But then if you fire a man that is not supposed to be fired, you go in for it, because the institutions will come hard on you, even if you like, be the president. See, when you have ASU, anybody hearing it any day, it will be as if I am on the side of ASU, always. And I have no apologies for that. Because you want Nigeria to develop like other nations. Is it not through education? And who are the people that will educate these children that are coming so that there could be industrialization tomorrow? Since it didn't happen in the time of these our leaders, do they want us to continue in this darkness? But when they go to a seminar where they are presenting papers, where they will pay them, you hear them that education is the bedrock of any society. But Nigeria is excluded. You know, sometimes when I hear that ASU people, even those who are educated, who were taught by the ASU members, are coming out to tell you ASU should put on the brakes. Why are they worrying? You cannot tell your employer how to pay you and all that. ASU is not telling them. They are stating as for the allowances is their right. It's not a privilege, Maxwell. This is what you have set out. You'll be paying them this. And then reaching when it's supposed to be paid, you won't be paid. And the people keep quiet for a long time and come up and say, no, we are demanding these our rights. Year after year, you do a review.
But I'm even thinking, when government says you can't tell your employer, or when people say you can't tell your employer what to, you negotiate with your employer.
It's a lame reason for me.
Because even God himself,
He said, let me
Even
reason.
God says, come, let us reason together. And that's negotiation.
All right.
That's God Almighty. So when within our climb,
Yes.
people say, you can't tell me what to pay you.
No, it's those who...
I can put to you and then we'll negotiate. Is that not so?
Yes, but you remember when one person, I think it was also on Inside, that somebody came and said poverty of the heart. You remember one day, one person said it. After explanation, the way he thought it was poverty of the heart. Those who are making such comments that ASO is not doing this and that, they have that poverty of heart. Yes. Their reason or reasoning is beclouded by maybe insufficiency of wisdom. Because I tell you, Maxwell, who in the Senate, they even have, is it hardship allowance?
Hardship allowance, newspaper
allowance, all such
data
things.
allowance.
Now, once he reaches us, all such things will cease. And they will be dragging. 2009 up to today, they keep on reviewing that. Meanwhile, federal government were not married to have that agreement. They weren't forced at one point. They accepted they would do this and that.
But Mr. Emmanuel, that's the issue. The federal school is owned by government. Was there any need for an agreement in the first place? Because we are talking about ownership now, right?
Yeah.
The schools are owned by the federal government. So does it not sound like ASU is even reminding the federal government of their responsibility? It's just like you saying you are having agreement with your children to pay their school fees, to give them food. Is there such a thing? Is there anything like that? Is it not your responsibility to pay their fees, give them good food, at least to the level that you have money, right?
You see, Maxwell, it's one's responsibility to discharge all such obligations to the children. So also, federal government is their responsibility to give the dues of those who are working for them and for themselves. Because if those individuals don't want to work for the country, they will be on their own business and pay all the entitlement that are
So,
due.
Mr. Emmanuel, how would you react to people saying, if ASU does not like the salary, they should quit? There are people who are ready to take over the jobs.
I have told you, see, what one doesn't know is bigger than that one. Once those individuals that are talking, if they move into that, they will soon realize that ASU members were enduring. In fact, endurance should be their name individually. Whatever name they have, they may jettison them and bear Mr. Endurance, Mrs. Endurance, and all that. Yeah, patience, whichever. You see, because when you are supposed to be paid this and that, now, Maxwell, look at it. The situation in our education, is it what somebody can say? Yes, this is, I'm proud of it. No. Students, with the sciences especially, you go to their laboratories, you won't see equipment, nothing.
If it's down, I did sciences now.
Thank you.
I can talk categorically.
Good. The experiences exist. The machine everywhere in the world where you can buy them. Because what you can produce, you can buy. But if you go to where these high officials, even the chairs in their homes are imported. So for me, it is something that nobody can recount about what is happening. I have said our vision to be industrialized someday, except there's a change in the attitude of government, authorities of this country, we may not ever reach that industrialization. It will keep on eluding us year after year because of the way they treat education. And that's why when I heard this Boko Haram, I don't understand Hausa language. But they were able to interpret for me that they said the hatred for Western education. Even though their own is, I don't know what kind of hatred. Because the knowledge they have, some of them are scientists, bomb experts. Is that Western education?
IEDs,
yes.
the drones
when it reaches to making war lethal weapons, they will love Western education. But once it comes to maybe any other thing that will impose a responsibility on them to do for their nation, they will hate it. It looks like our government wants to join them. If they've not even joined them, if they are not the same in the hatred for education. Because how do you ever think that we shall now reach industrialization in this country if the tertiary institutions are at the sorry state they are? So for me, Because when we talk about ASU, yes, you can try to compromise. When have the officials of government who are politicians, when have they compromised? Government will owe civil servants and all that, but all political appointees will be paid. Is that not glaring disparity that should be bridged if we are to make progress? So look at Maxwell. At the stage Nigeria has reached, when Buhari was there, I think he said, was it Abakari to negotiate with Siemens for electricity? Because when you are talking about industrialization, without electricity, you are not going anywhere. Yet, these things are things that, by right, we have personnel that have been groomed in the tertiary institutions. They come out, and then equipments are there. You see, we won't be having all the paying for this darkness as we are doing. And then you have the epileptic power supply. It's quite unfortunate. But government, year after year, don't you think sometimes you have a professor who had been a member of ASO and all that, but once they appoint him as a minister of education, he will double in what others have been doing and start starving his constituency. So I don't understand what is going on. What I'm only saying is that if government wants us to move forward, we move forward because individuals won't have much money as government do, so that they can bring development to their nations.
Now, let's come back to River State. Something happened in Rumji. I've often said over time that the problem we are creating will definitely spiral into something else. The insecurities we are creating in our communities will definitely spiral into something. When we fail or when we want to do things our way because of greed, it would definitely escalate into tensions, into crisis. Some of the crises we have in our communities today is not because people just rose up and said they want to cause problem. It is because someone somewhere or a group of persons somewhere said no, due to their selfish ambitions, they will do things the other way. That is what is causing tension. Yeah. Look at what is causing tension in the whole of Nigeria. You hear of Nnamdi Kanu, the South, the deprivation, the Ogoni. It is because authorities or those in charge don't want to do things correctly. Else, if they were doing things correctly, at least say 50%, we won't be having all these tensions, right?
Yeah.
You won't be sending army to go and bomb here, catch these people. No, there will be peace everywhere. In Rumuji, we heard that someone died, was stabbed to death. A youth. What was the cause? There was a dissolution of a youth body, and new names were brought up by the Emoha Council chairman, Chidi Lloyd. Now, according to reports, the Nyewali's palace was attacked, valuables were stolen, and according to the report, allegedly his car was destroyed.
The Nyewali's car.
That there's tension. I don't know the situation right now. Someone was killed. Late Paul Oduve was killed, and the sister has come out calling on the security agency to investigate and prosecute those responsible for his brother's death. But even if they prosecute them at the end of the day,
he's gone.
The man is gone.
Yes.
According to her, the parents are crying day and night. They have only 2 surviving sons. One is gone. Just like that. Because of a youth issue. The Council of Chiefs came out to say that they did not endorse the names that the council chairman brought to replace the ones that he dissolved. Then the Nyewali came out again and said that he actually compiled the list of the names. But the chief point of this conversation is the fact that someone has died. The properties that were destroyed and co, you can buy them. I've always said it before. You can buy car. You can buy clothes. You can rebuild a new house. I mean, a burnt house, you can rebuild it. But you can't bring back life. That man, that Paul, is gone and gone forever.
Yeah.
And the hurt will remain in the heart of the parents till they pass on. And they said the mom is even sick. We pray that from this kind of event, she will not go and meet her creator. Because, depression can come in.
Of course.
The sickness can aggravate. Mr. Emmanuel, you're an elderly man. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Why is it that we don't like doing things correctly?
Selfishness. It's not only politicians. I always say it. There are humans. In my experience on this earth, I have come to realize that it is the way every individual makes himself that he will move on with whatever he has built as tenants. You see, sometimes it's good for parents at least to do their own, make sure they bring their child in the worthy ways. But what that child will eventually become is in the hands of that child when he grows up. Because there are a lot of things my parents showed me that I have grown up. If I decide to jettison them, I will jettison them. They are no longer with me. And they are not even when they were with me. As soon as I reached the age I have led them, there was nobody, any of them at least, pursuing me and say, you must do this or that. So if I had chosen to drop all those good things they have imbibed in me, then I will go the wrong way. And that's what is happening to a lot of people. So the issue now is that, you know, I will certainly say that the problem of Rumuji is in the hands of Rumuji people. From their, do they call them kings or chiefs or whatever, all of them, to the least one if there's anybody that is least in the Moha kingdom. Now, when you are talking about the local government chairman, you may come with a political angle to the whole thing, because that particular...
Yes, he claimed that the old this had expired, that's why he had to bring in a new set of people.
But that should be done in agreement with the kings, the Nyanwalis. But I wouldn't know. And in this my life, I don't talk about what I don't know. If there is, because Chidi Law is a law teacher. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's a law teacher. If anything, if law, the law of Nigeria that goes down into the side that applies at the local governments. Now, if they say A and Lloyd is doing B, that will certainly be that he knows, he just willingly want to do that. And I don't think he will do so, because it will certainly backfire and come to his name. It will be in the archive waiting for him that you did this, you created this particular disobedience to law. As a law teacher of his level, I want to believe that what he is saying, except otherwise anybody proves me right, should be according to the law. If he says let's change the name, did they check? Is it something bad to change the name? And if himself is also changing the name, because peace is very paramount too. If he's changing the name and the Nyengwele is on Nyengwele, even if it's one Nyengwele, comes out and say, no, my son, this thing is not done this way. It is our right to bring these particular names and all that. Did he also give him a chance? Especially where there is no specific law that says this thing has to be done this way. When we overprice ourselves, every individual, when we overprice ourselves, that is where the problem always comes from. Thinking that we are bigger and nobody will talk to us. And nobody knows like even an angel. No human knows like an angel. Not to talk of God, though, because I will be making mistake to go comparing humans with God. It's only God that has monopoly of wisdom. So when, for instance, if Lloyd came out whenever it started, and then said, no, I'm going to change these names and all that, and they give reasons, and the reasons are tenable, why would the Nyanwalis also agree? Because these are the things that will put together, the aggregate will bring peace. If they are not doing what they ought to do, don't they know that they will stoke a fire that will consume human life? Life has been lost. You see, there's a way I look at this world. Our people said that two fowl, you see two hens or a cock and a hen. They see cockroaches everywhere in the ground. You see one will carry. You see the other one to go and carry its own because there are many. It will chase that one out. Chase it to up to a mile or more than that. So our people now make a parable that two cockroaches, two fowl don't carry cockroaches. One must chase the other one that carried one. Now, if for instance, somebody within your enclave, as a local government chairman, who is the chief, you see, I hate to say chief security officer, Maxwell, I don't say that because they don't have power. Just like governors, they don't have power. See, they are not chief security officer of the state. I'm talking about governors. It may be if like the one they came up with chief logistic officer, I can agree. Yes, because they will make arrangements. For instance, if there is anything Lloyd want to do, and some individuals sense that it may bring problem, they tell Lloyd and Lloyd doesn't agree. They will look for a way, even if he contacts the police in Emoha. The police in Emoha will take order from the CP, which is at the state level. And what that thing becomes a very serious issue, the CP must indeed take permission from Abuja, not through the governor. So you can now see their hands are tied. But for peace to reign supreme, so as to avert impending doom that may come as a result of constant practice of this thing, we know that it's not worthy. Why not listen to others? All of them, I believe in Emoha or Rumuji or wherever, they have wisdom. God does not desert his good things from every individual. There must be, for instance now, there must be one thing you have that I don't have. The one I have, you don't have. And that is why when we pool our resources of wisdom together, we excel. But when somebody comes up and thinks that he is the highest, no other person should tell him what we call a king that nobody should tell in Igbo land, then it will always end in chaos. That chaos may also encompass the life of people. Tell me now, what will Rumuji be? Like you said, the family of that person that died will never in history forget that.
Join the conversation. We've talked about two major issues. We just finished talking about what happened in Rumuji, where a life has been lost due to contentions in within the community. A new youth body was brought in, and people are saying, well, this is not how we do it. The Council of Chiefs came and said, yes, they did not endorse those names. That's the Onhain Council, and the chiefs within the Rumuji area said that list of youth executives that was approved by the chairman, we don't have any hand in it. But the Nyeweli came out to say that he actually compiled the list. That he did. He said he compiled it and submitted it to Chidi Lloyd. Now he said he personally nominated and endorsed previous youth presidents and their executives. And then we also talked about ASU and federal government, where the federal government is now saying, oh, they are paying a certain amount of money to university staff. They call it Tertiary Institution Staff Support Fund. Will this take the place of the things that government is supposed to have paid, allowances, which is statutory and all that, and ensure that the schools are running properly? Or is it that government
I didn't touch that. I didn't touch that, this angle of question. It won't. It won't. Government knows what it ought to do. But sometimes, unfortunately, it's not doing it. Maybe because of political selfishness. It won't replace what ASO. Remember, some part that I people is that ASO is calling for things that are their dues. And I have every individual must have a due. It's entitlement. Have they left their own, or is it because once you belong to ASO, then you should jettison your entitlement? It will replace it. But the issue is that in the end, will government come up and do something that are in the catalog of all that ASO is asking? ASO is not asking to take these schools to their homes individually. No. It's for the nation. The glory will be for the nation if because of the standard of education, development comes throughout the country. That is the way I see it. It will replace that. Government is doing what they ought to do. They should be. You hear that subvention, subsidies, and all that. Government grants these things just to make life better, and everything that is being done in the country to move forward.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mas.
Yes, I'll go. Go ahead.
Yes, okay, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, sir. Mas, I want to say here that the home front, please, if I digress, forgive me. The home front has taught us a lot of moral lessons. You agree with me that when you finish in those days, when you finish primary school, and you want to go to the city to look for something to do, or even to join a higher school, your father will tell your mother to tell you something, to teach you how you should behave when you get to the city. And when she finishes telling you whatever moral teachings or lessons she tells you, then you go back to your father, and your father will not put hands in his pocket and take this money. It will take you to so bus stop, to wherever you are going to. When you get there, behave well. But I want to tell us that the larger society, which is now the politics we are playing today, when you get to the city, you mix up with good and bad people. You mix up with people who were not trained by their parents. People who do not know that killing is, in fact, an abominable thing. Who will not tell you that raping is not acceptable in the society. When you do all these things in the village, you see how in those days, Not now that they cover everything. When you do it in the village in those days, the entire community will come against you. You ostracize the person. But today, the kind of politics we are playing, that's where I'm linking it to now. The nature of politics we are playing now, you will see the politicians who buy guns and give to these youths. Who teach the youths you can do it like this and just run away? And if anything happens,
allegedly.
well, we may call it allegedly, but it's happening. We are seeing it koro. So the people we have, I don't know where they learn their. Somebody will come and tell me that he studied what do you call it, political science. Okay, all right, still not take our time. Okay.
Thank you, sir. All right, keep the call coming in 0810 951095. You can talk about both issues, the two issues we've raised so far. The ASU issue, what government is trying to do, by paying ASU, staffs of university some amount of money. Will it take the place of the agreement already reached? Is ASU making a mistake? Yes, good morning.
Let me quickly come to the ASU. They are not serious. Each time they say they want to embark on strike, you see them, they
Your line is breaking. Let me help you to save your airtime. Can you call back? Network these days, just funny. Good morning.
Hello,
yes,
good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Maxwell.
Yes, I got.
Good morning, guy, man.
Good morning, my brother.
If you don't mind, I would like to say anonymous. The issue of MOR really bothers me. Only recently, Mr. Maxwell, I started working in Aouda at MOR as a surveillance personnel. And prior to this time, I had not been making frequent trips to these two local governments. But one thing beats my imagination since I resumed my current surveillance job. The amount of land that is available to Aouda and MOR, they should not depend on federal government allocation. Even if they want to just concentrate on oil palm farming and processing, the local government chairman in MOR and Aouda should not be depending on local government allocation. But sadly, what's happening is this: we're in a position where criminals are celebrated. The value system, the morals, and the institutions that should embed the morals in any developing child is rotting away. We should not find ourselves in a society where ASU is challenging the government for what it's doing. And tomorrow, these same people want to japa, and we are complaining why are they abandoning their country and going elsewhere because they are treated as kings there. So we'll keep praying and hoping that one day the right people with visionary leadership will find themselves in the seat of power. But prior to that, we as citizens should still do our best, get our voters card ready, and maybe someday to count for something. So we can still.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Marco.
Yes, sir.
good morning. Good morning, sir. I'm going to you.
Oh, my brother.
Yeah, that's what. It is going to be, will I say, not the truth in my own side if I don't come out straight. This is my opinion concerning the mobile issue. See, we have to call spade. The past few weeks or months ago, the River State have been having issues. What are the issues? That the governor of the state wants his own people to man local government. And at the end of the day, the battle fought and fought. Now it has now to come up to say that, allegedly, the FCT minister people have occupied the local government, which we both of us will know. Why am I bringing this? Chief Lord is a product of that. He's benefiting as a local government. Why will it be that when you are not in office, Rumuji has been peaceful for a while now? Right from when Chief Lord became local government chairman, we have been having issues in MOA from unemployed workers all around the communities. People are dying, declare people state wanted and the rest of them. This same MOA. When he left, everywhere calmed down. As soon as he came back again, workers started having issues. Somebody has died in Rumuji. What we are saying is, what is the problem that the local government will come and we bring list of a community At the end of the day, the Royal Highness came and said that the list is not on him. Now, later came back and said, oh, that he's the one that compiled the list. You and I know that something has exchanged hands. Meetings have been done. So what we are saying in essence is, why must he be Lloyd? Other local government areas, look at what the local governments are doing to raise the commissioning of something in they have been so many important things which from now henceforth you begin to hear them. Why would it be that somebody in the name of our local government is a lawyer? Up till now, issues are coming anymore. We need to ask ourselves questions. Let him go and replace himself and go and ask himself questions if truly he wants to lead people or wants to confuse them all. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Okay, my greet everybody.
Good morning, Chris.
We are just deceiving ourselves in Nigeria. Let me say this until this immunity of a thing. This Chiamo, our Chiamo, don't touch him. Allow him to finish. When you finish, you can question him. When a man committed atrocity in the land, instead of you to bring the man laying answer, you say leave him. It's untouchable immunity. Let him remove immunity from them so that even me can go to Sorok, can go to the government house and meet them one on one. Why did you do this? How can you kill somebody under your watch? Instead of you to come and answer questions, they say leave him, let him finish. Before you finish, he will block everywhere. You know, Nigerian politicians, they are too powerful. You don't talk to them. You didn't know what they told us. Allow them, let them finish. They want that finish now. Come, Abuja is now inside the president of it. How can you call some person to come and answer questions?
Thank you very much. Great Max and Ogama. The vibe in Rumuju will suddenly aggravate to a point where it will hurt those that kick-started it someday in the future. No wonder they say, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. Who is a friend to the council chairman? Bravest people, give answer by yourselves. As for Fergon and Asu, they are both not yet ready for a genuine peace deal. When they are ready, the society will know. Honorable Marlon. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, please, go ahead. The line is breaking. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
Yes. Let me start by saying, you people in the studio say that the right thing needs to be done. Concerning the issue of us, if the right thing is done, you also receive the right treatment and the right thing. For example, in Abia State, the right thing has been done. Being the professor that conduct election in Abia State done the right thing, and the people of Abia State have started receiving the right treatment. Remember, before now, president of the country said that many know that many of you don't vote for him. That means the right thing was not done. Let us to start doing the right thing, the professor to do the right thing, and they will receive also the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Maxwell, there is this saying, that is saying in the Bible. And if you enter a place to preach, say to the house, let peace be with you. If the son of peace is there, then that peace will be there. But if such person that will not receive peace is not there, that peace will come back to you. You see, most of our local governments, particularly, most of the people occupying these positions have no peace there. And that's why in our local areas, they hardly see peace. Because it is when you have the mind of peace that you think of development. Since ever the MOA chairman, the political government chairman, now for instance, and this one, they have got the peace in the MOA. And that is what is happening from a political government in the United States. Thank you.
Thank you.
Max, good morning. Okay, good morning. See, if to say Nigeria is a country where they work very well, where the law of this country they work perfectly, person like you, the law is supposed to be in prison. You're not supposed to be local government chairman. That man is supposed to be in prison.
Now, let me ask, what has he done, for him to be in prison? Okay. What did he do? For you to say that he is supposed to. You should be able to state this, right? So I will know that, okay, it is the authorities that are not doing their job. All right, but keep the course coming. You want to comment on the house issue? You also want to talk about what happened in Rumuji? Like they will say one man down. Someone has lost his life due to the issues in Rumuji. Mr. Emmanuel, where do we go from here for ASU and for the Rumuji issue?
Well, you see, ASU, we'll keep our fingers crossed because certainly there must be a good person that will come and will want to do the right thing, look at the education and put it in the proper state. And as a result of that, things will move better than now. But we are not expecting 100% better. But at least, even if it's at 70%. As for Rumuji, I think respect should be accorded. The authorities Newe, they should not think that because it's Newe, it's supreme. Same with the local government chairman. Same with other chiefs. Let them also consult themselves before executing action. No man is better than the other.
All right, that's much we can take on the show. Stay with us for more programs. Of course, Akwa Heartbeat will be here in just a moment, and then after Akwa Heartbeat, we'll be having the law today. On the law today, we'll look at how the law can protect needs, house assistance. Because, of course, you know, these people are taken into people's homes. We don't have an association or a group or a corporate group that monitors, just like what happens abroad. If you want to hire a maid, you go through recruitment portals, then agreements will be signed, and everybody will keep to their part of the agreement. The maid who is working for you, or house assistant, and of course all domestic staff, and of course you too who hired the person. If anybody goes contrary, the law is there. They have a system over there, but here we don't have such systems. Here someone can just say, okay, go to the system and give me your child, probably because of poverty, or say I bring somebody for me from the village. And then sometimes in some homes, this maids, this house assistants, this domestic staff, it might be driver, it might be laundry person, they are abused, and then nothing is done. Where will they run to? How can the law protect them? In an ideal situation, and we'll also narrow it down to our own present situation in Nigeria. Stay with us and don't go away.
Tune in for a journey beyond the ordinary. We are not just a station, we are the station. Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Niger flavor that comes.
Oh my baby, Shabby, you say you love me. You will never love another woman like you love me. I saw we go be, I saw we go day. Today you go talk and make everybody for know. Because they don't know. Say that me be your baby. Them not know. Say that me they love her. Them not know. Say that me be your sweetie. Them not know. Them not know. Show me your papa. Show me your face. Show me your papa. Carry me to your guy. Show me your papa. Show me your face. Show me your papa. Carry me to your guy. I promise to stand by your side. Anytime you need me, oh my baby, I go there. Now so we go be. Now so we go there. Forever my love, I go tell everybody, yo, because them don't know. Say that me be your baby. Them don't know. Say that me you they love, baby. Them don't know. Say that me be your sweetie. I go let them know. Say I show you a papa, show you a baby, show you a papa, show you a papa, show you a baby, show you a papa. Make a nimaduma, nimaduma, make a one in the marrow, one in the marrow. When come the cow for one in the loa, because I'm not.
More music at NigerFlavor.com.
95.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
95.1 FM. Voice.
Waiting they create, party for mouth. Waiting they cost, they let you rejoice. Terra Cubes.
Terra Seasoning Cube turns your meals into a masterpiece.
Unwrap joy, unleash taste. Hey, Terra Cubes, Terra.
That's why. No, see, say this big bull bag of rice. No, get the new big bull holographic seal. Not true.
Introducing the Big Bull Holographic Seal Tape, your favorite authentic Big Bull rice, 50 kg and 25 kg. Now with holographic seal tape. This is to ensure you get the premium product from Big Bull Rice. Do not buy if the holographic seal tape is not on the bag or is broken. Big Bull Rice, tasty rice nourished you.
Golden Terra Oil helps mom pour love in the tasty, nourishing meal she cooks for her family. Golden Terra Oil, pour pure love.
Good tasting food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol contributes to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
How do we make our cooking come alive? Oh, but I test you here when you like go. I be one cook food to impress. Oh,
Whether it's jollof, or stew, even for porridge or spaghetti, cook to impress with Pepper Terra.
Don't forget Terra Gold Cube, the amazing seasoning cube. So when you cook in your delicious meals, don't compromise, don't forget.
Rich, consistent taste for cooking mouth-watering soups, stews, and jollof. Choose wisely. Choose Gold. Terra Gold Seasoning Cube.
One cube, endless possibilities. Terra Gold.
What? Are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.
It's a core heartbeat on Today 95.1 FM every Saturday, 9 a.m. precisely. This program comes on board. Thank you for always staying tuned. For those, for the person who won 5,000, that was last 2 weeks. Today we have wonderful questions for you. You answer the question, and of course we're going to have two winners. All right, you answer the question correctly, you get 3,000, and the other 2,000. At least you need to buy the recharge card to enjoy yourself or data. All right, thank you for joining us. Now today, of course, we'll be looking at Akwa Kingdom. Of course, we'll be looking at Akwa yesterday, today, and of course the future. But we're going to focus on the leaders and the led. There are responsibilities given to leaders. There are also responsibilities given to the led. It's a two-way arrangement, right? The leaders are supposed to champion the vision to move the kingdom forward. The led is supposed to also, in partnership with the leaders, move the vision, drive the vision, and also checkmate the leaders. Because absolute power corrupts. When you're in a position, naturally, man is selfish by nature. So if you're not checked, including you, if you're not checked, you can go the other way. And the way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof is what? Destruction. What we're having in Africa today is just leadership problem. Look at what's happening in Tanzania. So check, is leadership problem. What do people want? People just want basic life, to enjoy the basic things. And life is one. Once you are gone, you are gone. It's not like they say you come back again and then come and enjoy it. So now that we are like, let us enjoy good life. The leaders must ensure that, and the led must also ensure that, they follow and then watch the leaders and hold them accountable. We have Mr. President Wale Azubike joining us on the program. Good to have you, sir. Welcome.
Good morning to Mr. Maxwell. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, all people. Happy New Month to you all.
And we have the PRO, Comrade Ajoku. Thank you for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Maxwell. Good morning, Nigerians. And happy New Month to you all.
Now, Mr. President, you're a leader. You are the leader of the Akwa Youth Assembly. You will not remain there forever because you go higher, someone will take over. How would you describe leadership as far as Akwa is concerned? I mean, leadership across the board, traditional leadership, political leadership, religious leadership, youth leadership across the board.
Well, thank you once again, Mr. Maxwell. It is indeed a very bogus question, but we must make effort to say the little we know and leave the rest, because we believe that people are listening. Now, leadership is a pathway to success. Leadership is taxing. Leadership is that which you set for people to emulate. It cut across, like you mentioned earlier, that of religious leadership, cultural leadership, youth leadership, political leadership. We'll not make it that bogus, but we'll have to confine it to that of instruction, about region, about area. You see, when you are called a leader, so much is expected of you. Like we said usually used in our local palace that when the dog swims, the little chick emulates, watches. So leadership position is not something you just get in the blue. It across processes. Some are born leaders, some are made leaders, and those who also come to leadership position through providence, they misuse the office, as the case may be. As a youth president, my emergence as the president is divine. I'm not the most qualified youth. I don't even have the pedigree of becoming. So leadership has to do with selflessness. It has to do with sacrifice. It has to do with dedication. It has to do with commitment. Because if they don't see you exhibit this Because this youth, if they got recalcitrant, something prompted it, something has led to it. So to disabuse their mind, bring them to the corridor of power, bring them close. Because that thing you think you are getting, it is for the now. It is not holistic. It's not holistic. You understand? So if the youth comes and the elders are there, the young ones are there, the citizens are there, we have a roundtable discussion. Maybe IOC or multinational university institutions, we get it right. There will be. We are not saying that you who owns the land, that like the land, the Heartland theory of Western philosophy. The who gets that, put it in the land, gets it all. It is not here in this context. So let us give create an atmosphere, a very conducive atmosphere where we can interact and discuss, so that there will be peace in the kingdom.
Let me come to Piero. How do you look at the leadership within a kingdom? Has it translated into positives, such as people getting jobs? Because you have multinationals around, you have gifted, you have Uniport. If there is adequate representation, let me give you an instance. I'll use Nigeria. On one of my shows, I said that our politicians within this region, South is, I said they're not doing well. You know why? When they're employing nationwide, our senators of the other guys who live upstairs, you understand what I mean?
Go ahead.
Slots are given. I'm aware of a particular case, then a few years back, where those guys who live upstairs, they will even go to people's houses. They have guys, put this person. People don't even know nothing. But our guys here, do they do the same? So you see, when employment of that nature is done, you see a certain set of names reoccurring from a certain area. But when you look at the ones who live downstairs, you just see scanty names. It's leadership. In our kingdom, you have all these institutions around. Trainings are ongoing. Things are happening. Things are happening. I can tell you from my recent experience, and I know that you see this country, things are happening. But the truth of the matter is that you might not be aware, because you don't know who knows. And before you know it, people will put in their names, and they will be benefiting. They will just keep quiet. They will just pour one place and use that language. And you will be saying, I don't have this, I don't have that. How has the leadership translated into the youth getting opportunities? The opportunities might be training, might be oil and gas training, it might be ICT training, it might be employment opportunities, it might be grants. You get what I'm saying? How has it translated into that?
Okay, my brother, Mr. Maxwell, thank you for this wonderful question. I think if you ask me, I would say that leadership is a gift. It's either you got it from God or you got it from men or man as well. So asking me the impact that our leaders in our kingdom has made in the life of our citizens, I would say that it is very, very poor. It's very, very poor, because why I would say so is that I know there are some our sons and daughters who have occupied some positions here in our state and outside our state. But I come to see that some of them are used to this theory, my wellism. They are just trying to see how they can take everything that comes to their way. They just want to aside everything to themselves and their family. If you ask me, I will say that has been ongoing experience in our kingdom. But I will also testify at the same time that just this, maybe let me say, since last year, when our youth assembly emerged, I began to see some differences. Just like we do come here, we air our views, people are listening, and both in my own community and other communities, people begin to sit up. I don't know if you're getting me. So I so much believe that God, who have started this good in our lands, I would say I begin to my own self, I begin to experience, although it's still on the ground, but something is going on, something is fishing, something is happening when it comes to leadership and development in our kingdom. I don't know if you're getting me. So I know many of them. Okay, let me go to our brother who is a FCT minister, Barrister Ian Wike. He's a man I so much believe, both in his capacity and leadership. He's that kind of person I believe that if he's made, you need to be made. I don't know if you're getting me. Because it is only a true leader will understand that in leadership, it is not just you as a leader, rather people who are following you, the led. As a leader in our kingdom, maybe you lead in political aspects as a regional ruler, Christian leadership and all the rest. How do people you are leading, what do they say about you and how do they feel about your leadership? It's very, very important. Are they talking good about you? Are they grumbling? Have they been taken care of? Do you allow their own opinion to at least to be observed? All this is a leadership. But when you begin to go contrary from all those things, that means you are just a looter. Complete a looter. You are leading and people are not getting that impartation of your leadership. You are a looter. A criminal in disguise. So, what I'm telling our people is that Pastor Iyawike is our brother in Obia local government. He's from Obio, we are from Akwa. But if you ask me, I've learned a lot from the leadership style of our brother. So, and I also want our sons and daughters who have gone close because I know he's carrying them along. Many of them, I'm talking with you now, some of them are still in Abuja with him. Going close to that great man, that efficiency man, what are they really learning from that man? And what are they doing from what they are learning from that man? Because another man has groomed a lot of politicians in Obio, in his kingdom, even in Akwa, at large, River State and Nigeria. Our brother who has the opportunity to work with that, our brother, Pastor Iyawike, Minister of FCT, what are they really? Okay. So I want to say that whatever or what position ever our people are occupying, let them see how they can carry up the youth along. Okay. Because no matter whatever you do in this life, you will not live here forever. And the day will come, you must surrender. And the mantle will be taken to the next generation. Thank you so much.
When it comes to Gen Z Police Secretary, I want you firstly to introduce yourself fully. He's our Gen Z Police Secretary. So introduce yourself. You have time. There's sugar in his body. Really, yeah.
Okay, I'm Kelvin Chinda from Rumkwachi. Youth Assembly of the City Secretary.
The youth, the Gen Zs, the led need to know their rights and privileges. Very important. When I hear the way some of our youth talk, I am disappointed. I'm a youth myself. I know my right. Some of them will say, you talk too much. And I say, why won't I talk when I know my right and my right is being denied? Jesus. I know the gifts, the resources God has given to us as a people, right? I know what my state ought to do for me. I know what my country ought to do for me. I know what my local government ought to do for me. So why won't I talk? The youth, do they know their rights? Do they know what is due them? Do they demand? Because leadership is for the led and the followers. The Europeans, the youth over there, look at, without inciting anybody, but some of the things happening across the world are led by Gen Zs. Those who here are on TikTok daily. Do the youth know their rights and ask leaders that we want this, we want that? Like I said earlier, I went for a particular training. And I asked one lady, who put your name? She said, the pastor. And I put 3 of their names for that training. That's their leader, right?
Yes.
Putting in their names to empower them. Yes. Is that true? The youth, do they know their rights? Do they demand for their rights peacefully, logically, in a manner that the leader will know that he has a lot of responsibility?
Mr. Maxwell, I will always fall back to the people before us, which are our parents. Most of them had this ideology that probably because of what they witnessed in their time military rule, that you don't have a right. And they constantly tell you while growing up, which right do you want to fight for? You don't get right to for this Nigeria. And that is what shapes your mind as a person. So growing up, you hear these things, which right do you get? And you were taught in, I think, social studies as at then, yes, your rights, freedom of movement, freedom of expression, and so on.
The right to quality education,
and so
free of charge,
and so on and so forth. And you come back home after maybe listening to your teacher, you get back home, and your dad is like, you don't get right to, which right do you get? So it shapes your mind growing up because you don't want to be the lamp that replaced Isaac. You don't want to be that lamp. So that is the problem. Our parents didn't do too well. So we need a reorientation as youth. We need a heavy reorientation. If you notice, even if some parents call in and ask them, most of their children, they don't know people around them. Everybody is protecting their child. The ones that have a gate, they set up a big wall. This child is only exposed to the schooling environment. When you come out, you associate. So anything you don't learn in school, there's no place you learn it. Let's say your parents are wealthy. You wouldn't really know that there are poor people that are being denied of their rights. You wouldn't know. You wake up in the morning, the driver takes you to school, you meet fellow rich people like yourselves, and
so you think that's how
you feel this is how it's supposed to be. And most of the times, these elites don't put their children in the regular universities.
There are also youth, most of them who are from very poor homes. The youths you're even talking about, the ones who are from, they are just few. No, you have mostly, this school here, this primary school here. Yes. I was going through that environment and I saw, if you see how the population here, you can share them into 7 and it will give you 7 private schools. That's the children of the poor.
Yes.
The youth who collect 25 kg of rice and say it's empowerment. Sure. Are they okay? Do they know that they have a right to, when I mean quality education? I was telling somebody, I said, the Niger Delta youth, and everybody was listening should listen to me. The Niger Delta Resources has the capacity to send every one of them to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, the highest institutions in the world, and it will not pinch the resources of the Niger Delta.
Yes. So, Mr. Maxwell, when we move from our parents, we move to the elites. Because those are the people that we see as the movers and shakers of future community. I'll take, for instance, Rumolemi community. I admire the way they do their things, the way they agitate, because I'm privileged to walk around that environment. So I know how they do things. I wish the people from other Akpo communities would emulate same. Because Maxwell, you're okay, you can feed 3 times a day and you can afford whatever you want. Doesn't mean that it's the same for the next person. So you have this knowledge, you know your rights, you are well aware of what is happening around you, and you know that Mr. President does not really know what is happening around him. The PRO is not aware of his rights. The onus lies on you. Call them, educate them, and show them reasons. Because I don't know if Mr. President has talked about it. We went for a protest. So most people are not really aware. You know, when you see people putting up placards and everything, you feel it's violence, like it's going to be chaotic and the rest of them. No.
Should we even get to that level?
No, even if we...
You understand? Should we get to that level? That is should we get to the level where people carry placards? See if the right things are done. If the led know that I'm supposed to get good school, I'm supposed to go... Okay, you attended... Is it Greenport or...
No, I did in Accra.
Okay, you did in Accra.
Yeah.
Your parents paid, Abby?
Yes, they
did. Are your
did.
parents supposed to pay us? Are you not a liar? Are you not an person?
Okay. We need to go back. Though we've been talking, we've been trying to enlighten, but we have a long way to go. Because most people are not aware of what is happening in our surroundings. That companies here pay people up to ₦1 million a month. Companies here send people abroad for trainings.
Yes, now.
They are not aware that that's brother find me 5,000 naira. A company can train them even if they don't have that skill. They can train them as an trainee, then employ them, and they start earning that ₦1 million a month, which is their right. According to the corporate social responsibility as enshrined in the Nigerian constitution, you have a right to what is being brought out of your place. Some of these companies they engage in hazardous activities per se, and they should be given a particular amount of money, particular care to the community to cushion the effect of this hazard.
You already know what's happening in Ogoni now. You don't know why the net report came. Every oil company within an environment, they are polluting the environment. This is a well-known fact.
Directly or indirectly.
It's a well-known fact. So you ought to cushion. And did you know there's also 13%?
The remedy which we have not seen. We have not seen.
Give it to governors.
Okay, it's giving to governors. Why is it giving to governors?
It's alright. Let's take off. Let's take off. There's also ecological fund. Yeah, let's take off. 0810-9510951. That's the number to call. We're looking at leadership and followership in our kingdom. Yes, you can extend it to other communities. You can extend it to other states. But we're looking at leadership. Does the leaders know what they're supposed to do? And the led, do they also know what the leaders are supposed to do for them? With the amount of resources that is within. Honorable Malon says, Max, when followership is crowned with too much of praises to leadership, rights are always denied. That is due them as follows.
Exactly.
0810-9510951. Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Master.
Saugo.
Yes, Mas, I'm telling you in confidence and as somebody who has in-depth knowledge about what I'm to say now. Mas, each of these communities, the company has the duty, any company operating in such areas has the duty of training, employing. Now, training or even giving scholarship to 5-10 persons to those and so level. From O level to this, or from first degree level to second degree, and from second degree level to third degree level. But I'm not to surprise you that the leaders of these communities, even the persons talking in your studio, I pray that they don't take the same steps. The people who they accuse now of not leading them well. Because when companies come, they all look for soft ground. And if they happen to see that you are, yes, they can learn very well, suitably well, using you, they know what to do. They go on your side. I'm not you because companies want to cut cost. You see, but if you stand your ground, that company has the duty of giving scholarship to some of the individuals here, employing the people and training the people. So, yes, if they go accusing leaders, they should make the correction. Thank you.
Yes, good morning.
Master, good morning.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Andy. Yes, from Malakaya. As well, just like the last caller has said, see, as far
and can you call back? Your line is breaking. Michael Sunday says, like Maxwell, if it's leadership in our kingdom, it's a capital no. Outside Lawrence Amadi, who has given little back to the society, the rest are capital. I won't mention that word. It's not good on radio. I won't mention that word. Please. Why the cost dropping? Okay, this one says, let us not be deceived or carried away. The youth today don't even know there's a word called right. So let's not even go there. We are in a mess as a country. What the youth of today know or think about is how to get a phone and use the social media in a good or bad light. Dave from Algic, thank you. Good morning.
Hello, Master, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the person that called not quite on.
All right, sir.
Yeah, Master, I just said something like, we are tired of coming on air to speak big English and try to educate people. They know. More people, we are educated, we have gone past the level that anybody can come on air based on the aspect you want to promote your own individual things. They, there in the studio, they say they are all this, all that. Do you know that some of us who are not aware that they were elected? That's why I want you to, after my call, go and take recognizance of what I'm saying. For each of them, you know Alaka, you know Muslim, you know Tuba, you know almost all the communities in Abo. Some of us do not know them to begin to tell us that they are leaders. How were the election conducted? Ask them. And who represented each community in the election that they did. So what we're saying in essence is, they may come here and tell us all sorts of things they might want to tell us. Yes, of the truth, they are saying the truth because one, Abo do not have any leader apart from concern. We don't have any leader. Go and ask anybody living around that, but they'll tell you that any woman prefers to do something outside with an outsider than insider, because we have sold ourselves. So they themselves coming to tell us the truth. Yes, we agreed that we are telling us the truth. How about they themselves? They are calling themselves leaders. But at the end of the day, if companies will come and begin to listen to them, they will still go back and begin to employ their girlfriends and their friends. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Mr. President, want to react? Yes, Mr. Andy, I think you are not very, very well informed. I want to beat your...
Okay, in terms of the election?
Yes, I want to tell you that he is one person that made critics out of proportion. On the 26th of November, prior to that date of that election, there were radio jingles. Yes, there were radio jingles.
That was last year?
Yes, last year. There were radio jingles. And your community, Tagaya, sounded. The election was publicized. The local chairman, Engineer Obinichiwale, therefore met. I think you have a royal highness in your community. Well, I wouldn't double into that area. So, community highness, the chiefs were all aware. Media houses they were also present. City chairmen of the community were also there. So, if you are not informed, you cannot place illegality on legality. I make those to put you up for a challenge. We don't need to come on air to watch our limits. But I think you should be proactive to the things you say. There's leadership in our own. But it is not expected of what we expected from the leaders of what we're seeing. So if you come to tell people there's no leadership as far as you're concerned, well, you are entitled to your opinion on it. So please be well informed. Thank you. And again, Mr. Maxwell, you see that theory, I want you to look at that theory. My Wilson. You know, my Wilson. He has come to say his view. That's his own perception. You know, but things are they don't know that there are people that can bring change. As I talk to you, I am a pastor, but I have a vision to liberate the youth. He says he's not aware. He says he's not aware. But I want to inform him to tell him that as far as I have that mandate, the vision is getting clearer. And we are all out by our own people. By all council of chiefs. You know, so not to take bribe, not to betray.
Okay, but Mr. President, let me put it this way to balance it. Yes. Would you blame him entirely, looking at the fact that leadership over time has been faulty? So anybody who comes up now until maybe they see proof that okay, this one is different though. Some people might be pessimistic.
Who's going to make the change? Let's all wait.
No, maybe until he sees this one's
as he's waiting to see. Let's all wait.
Do you know what the university does to us? What the school does to us? It modifies us. It shapes us from that animal we used to be to a developed animal. You see, we stand out there aloof, stand at the fence, and watch who will do it for you. And when you see somebody that is doing it, instead of you to give a feather, you support. What you do, you castigate. You know, you talk down. He has. I don't fault him. You know, that is the system we've seen over time. This is the system we have seen over time. But come continue to live insane.
0810-9510951. We're looking at leadership and the lead in Akko. How has it been before? What it is now? And what it should be in an ideal manner. Last question I asked was the right. Does the youth even know their right? Someone was it last year or last 2 years? Someone called on radio and said, someone gave him a leader and quote, gave them. He collected 5 bags of rice and he was celebrating. I was laughing, you know, and I said, "Oh God, 25 kg of rice.
Empowerment.
Is that empowerment when your mates are supposed to? If you say you don't want to do universal education,
yes,
you can do skill education.
Skill.
In Dubai, they are teaching people globally accepted skills.
Yes.
Now in Nigeria Delta, we are an oil and gas state.
Oh, yes, state.
And there are skills that they can teach you. You go to Oman, you learn it, and you can get a job
in
Oman,
anywhere, and you get paid well.
You get paid well, and you can buy how many bags of rice and
share to people too.
Good morning.
Good morning, Max.
Welcome, Doc.
Yes, and good morning, about people.
Good morning, Doc. Where are you?
Thank you very much. Maxwell, I hold about Sophia because you know where your mother comes from is also your home. Precisely, Rabladele, you know, when I talk talking, what comes to my mind is Rabladele, my dead father and uncle. So I think Rabladele has laid a very strong foundation for people. So it will be my heart desire to see that about develop and develop and develop. And then I keep talking. Well meaning of our kingdom as so as to reach the likes of the former governor. I also want to liaise and cooperate with him in a way and see whether he can do some establishments, you know, do some skill acquisition programs. It doesn't matter if he's a minister. He's always super rich. He can run off such programs. And it will be his foundation. And not just only him, the likes of him. Foundation for the youth. Establish even if it is a skill acquisition, well-renowned one. I remember the way he referred there's this school along the road. This craft school at the road. He didn't know but that's a general one. But he can do a super one for our people. Forever he will be in the mind of our people. Establish a very good one within our kingdom. You understand? And then connect other very wealthy and rich men. Yes, they can come together and not an empowerment scheme. It shouldn't be individual pocket money. You understand? So I wish you people the very best.
Thank you,
God bless our kingdom. Thank you, Maxwell.
Okay, let's take this one. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Maxwell.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And the people in the studio.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Pastor Hope, calling from Choba. I've been following this program for long, and I love your question. But as of us to come and leaders in the studio there, there should not be angry with criticism. Criticism is a weapon that strengthens the leaders to do more. Criticism will help them not to sleep, but to be awake to fulfill their vision. So should not be angry and give room for criticism so that it will help them. Secondly, the question you ask, do the youth know the right? That is the problem of Apple. When the youth know the right, they will do the best. So I am appealing to the leaders
the president. He should drive the way that this right should visit different communities in Abo, educating the youth on their rights. If they know their rights, a lot of things will put in order. Else, you that is fighting for their rights, they will betray you. First of all, make them from community to community, let the youth know their rights. When they know their rights, when you come up to fight for them, they will support you. But when they do not know their rights, they will betray you.
All right, sir.
So that's my own humble take on this. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Something that that is really, really mind-boggling. He mentioned the FCT minister and asked the question: why aren't leaders that are close to him emulating what he's doing, not just for the people of Obia, but the people of Rivers State, and to his own community, direct community, which is like kingdom, to his own kingdom? Why don't they have that flair, that passion for their own people? Like, do the same thing. This person I'm working with, I should learn from him. I should practicalize what he's doing. You get, like, leaders from the other side, they do a lot. Like recently, I just got wind of Honorable Kingsley Oguntuchinda building a training center for youth in a skill acquisition center in Rumonimi. Like, he has thought it wise that people from this place, they need these things to make them ready for the companies in their community. As a do we have a training center where we can say, okay, come and we want to do welding training. This is where we use. We are not going to hire a venue. We want to do IPD training. This is. Do we have that?
Let's take this. Tamino says, hello, Max. Have you found out that the entire Akwa Kingdom is Choba that does not have lights just because of greedy chiefs of Choba community and the Royal Highness of Choba? Max, do you know the noodles company alone wanted to give Choba community light? But the Council of Chiefs monetizes it. They prefer to remain in darkness instead of light. What a shame.
Mr. Maswell,
let me see out this question before we go because we don't have time. If you're listening, answer this question correctly. We should have two winners, right? What is the name of the former Nyeweli of Akwa Kingdom? Yes. The former Nyeweli of Akwa Kingdom. All right? Yeah. If you get it correctly, we'll give you something. And then name the 10 clans, right? The 10 clans in Akwa Kingdom. You get these two questions correctly, you get a recharge card, right? Okay, go ahead, Mr. President.
Mr. Maswell, you see, we don't come on air to defamate personalities, you know, like the Royal Highness of Choba, His Royal Highness, Izaro Lokocha GP, Nwali Choba. You know, the last time that I was privileged to be a community liaison officer in one of the subsidiary group unit in Buffet Banana Food, probably known as Indomie. It is not completely true that the Nwali and his council of chiefs monetized the lighting thing that is supposed to come. It's not true. It's not true. I'm able to say it. It's not true. That man is not an enemy to development. You see, the landlords, I told you, I put it to challenge any of them who happen to be landlords of that company. And they don't know, they don't know what their right is. That is where we say the gap between leadership and the led. When you are being led by a particular set of people, I don't ask questions. It's assumed whatever they give to you, you take. I've been my findings. I started there 3 years. And you know, propaganda runs smells like from there it's in the propaganda.
It's a conflagration.
Great one, and that. It consumes fire. But you see truth, threats. So to defend somebody is very easy. You don't come say what you don't know. I want to visit I will visit the PhD and the conjunction. I will visit them. Some youth have brought report that the people are willing to pay. Why is it not like electricity? Why is
the company also not giving
so the company, see, I was invited the other day on the talk. Yes. And Faustina asked, I know what question. The question is moving. Why is the people of October allowing a dredging under the bridge? And I told her it is because there's no structure. There's no structure from the CBC to the youth. So if these structures are in place, their fathers, what we know now, they don't know. So if we put ourselves together, they will ask questions.
Okay, my brother, Mr. Maxwell, before we round up for today's program, I want to also remind our sons and daughters that nobody will come and develop our land for us, if not for us. You know, what you are discussing now, just like when you are a bachelor, you mess your room up, and you're not giving it to anybody, then travel. You know, if you stay here for 20 years, as you come back, that house which you messed up and locked up, for example, will say the same. That's exactly what we are facing today. And I also want to remind our sons and daughters who are hearing me right now from this studio that the reason why we are facing what we are facing, crying for what we are crying, being where we are, is because of what we have refused to contribute to our predicament. That is coming together to see how we can push away what is facing us, the mountain, the wall of Jericho. So let them come to realize that until we begin to make contribution, meaningful contribution. Because whatever you say we have to do today is not of what we have not contributed, have not contributed. Or they have contributed, you have not contributed. For example, as we are in this studio now, before you come to the studio and a very comfortable place for us to come in and discuss this matter, people have contributed. People in the foundation, both the leaders and the elites, they all contributed. So let our people, our sons and daughters begin to have this same of mindset. That's the thing we not even criticism. So thank you so much.
What is the name of the former Nyeweli of our kingdom, the king of our kingdom? Get the answer correctly. Like when we did the sports, it was very easy. Piam, 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 piam. What's the name of the former Yowel of our kingdom? And then name the 10 clans in our kingdom. If you can get it well, Mr. President will help us because it looks as if people are trying to 6 seconds.
Okay. It's just a piece of advice to the youth. I think it's time we wake up. Nobody's going to do it for us. You know, I'm from a community where there are lots of sentiments. When I was even agitating for companies to employ and give scholarships and all those benefits, I went to court with the CDC chairman just because of that agitation of you are not employing Mukachi people in so and so company. He took me to court. At the end of the day, he ran away from court because you can put something on nothing. It is a community right, but because maybe other people are passive, some are nonchalant, some do not care, and they almost lay on me then as the youth president to say that people are following me. I'm working. I'm not looking for a job. Most of us are executives. It's not like this employment now. We are looking for it for ourselves. We have something that we are doing. But people following us every day. You see them at home loitering about. They are not doing anything. They are not doing anything productive. And you feel sad. And you get to the company and you see non-indigenous, which is yes federal character everybody. But you see majorly non-indigenous there. So they should wake up and know that it is their right to get quality education. The company is supposed to sponsor people from the community that wants to be educated both in and outside the country. It is also their right to have what do they call it? Pure water supply. Pipe-borne water supply, free of charge. It is also their right to be employed. In cases where they do not have the skill to be employable, they will be trained. It is also their right to get grants from companies. You get so nobody is waiting. Who are we waiting for? Who will do it for me? We can't wait for anybody. We do it ourselves.
Thank you. Comrade Kelvin, Police Secretary for Youth Assembly. Thank you. Comrade Ajoko, thank you so much for coming to the role of Youth Assembly. Mr. President,
Mr. Master, please just give me just a 60 seconds. I want to thank the youngest professor in our kingdom, if not Professor Andy Fred Wale, who are taking upon his shoulders to partner with our youth. He's assistant. He's sponsoring this week's edition of this program. As well as thank one Mr. Fred Madi. He's what's it called? Agent. Real estate. Yeah. So there are people who understood who are. So we want to thank them plentifully. We also encourage our brothers kick into this program. You can call in so that we put our heads together. And those who critique, you critique constructively. Election was done on the 6th of November, and on the 6th of December, we were properly inaugurated. So we have to serve you. Please give us your assistance.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you very much.
95.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
Beverage Imperial Hotel. Experience luxury and comfort. Beverage Imperial Hotel is a premier indigenous catering and hotel services provider in Port Harcourt. Our hotel offers a range of well-furnished rooms with modern facilities, ensuring comfortable stay for our guests. Our modern event hall can accommodate over 500 guests, making us the ideal venue for conferences, seminars, weddings, etc. Our state-of-the-art facilities include 24 hours electricity supply, constant and steady internet services, CCTV cameras for enhanced security, fully armed security guards, trained professional personnel. We also a conducive environment as our hotel is located in a quiet and peaceful environment perfect for relaxation and focus. Our location is at Bank Anthony Avenue, off Ordnance Junction, Transamali, Port Harcourt. Contact us today for inquiries, booking and reservation. Please call 0803-272-4646, 0906-557-0873. Leaving Imperial Hospitality Services at Verreg Imperial Hotel.
Maybe home is somebody's smile when they look at you for the first time. Maybe home is being a home to something you love and adore with all your heart, and that is what life, friendship, and love are all about. Lady Home is listening to all of your favorite shows on Today 95.1 FM. We create memories, we inspire comfort. We are the voice of the people, and we are home away from home.
I woke up in the midnight to see my house on fire. I woke up in the midnight to see my house on fire. Said I woke up in the midnight to see my house on fire, I was sleeping at the bedroom with my baby. Woman, I was sleeping at the bedroom with my lover. Fire was all over the place. Smoke was all over the place. Fire. I got the way now. Don't have to the way. Don't have to the way now. And I'm on the way now. Don't have to the way. Don't have to the way. All I get is back to shot. All I get is back to shot. All I get is back to shot. All I get is back to shot.
His name is Magic Fashek, great Magic Fashek. Beware, yes, that the law is there. Even if the law does not catch up with you, karma will catch up with you. We are all subject to the laws of nature. Like it or not, believe it or not, nature is there, and nature will always catch up. You know why? Let me tell you something. We all have conscience. Don't you have conscience? You do, right? Don't you have conscience? You do. You know when you are doing something wrong. You know, I thought when people say, no, they don't know what they are doing. It's a lie. People know what they are doing. When they are doing the wrong thing, they know. I'll ask you a question. How does a baby know that he or she is supposed to put the mouth to the breast of the mother? How do they know? You teach them from the womb. It is primary instinct, right? Who told you that you're supposed to put food in your mouth? Why didn't you put it in your nose? Who told you also that you're feeling sweat, you need to take your bath? I'm asking serious questions. If we claim that we don't know what we're doing, and we're narrowing it down to what we're discussing on the law today. Yes, the law is there to correct people, but as human beings, as people with conscience, can't we sometimes just do the right thing? Because there's a selfishness in man. There's also an instinct in man that will tell you this thing you're doing is not good, but you try to shut it down. You say, shut up, keep quiet, because you want to satisfy your selfish desires. So that small still voice will tell you this thing you're doing is not good. You know that the maid in your house, you're not paying them properly. You know you're not paying your domestic staff properly. You know that you are abusing your maid. You know. But because you are selfish, because you are wicked, when that small still voice tells you that what you're doing is wrong, you try to shut it down. Not that you don't know what you're doing, and probably because our system is faulty. The law is there, and that's what we're going to find out. How can the law protect maids, by extension, domestic staff? How can the law protect them? Who should they run to when they are being abused? In developed nations, they have associations. You want to recruit, you go through the recruitment system. The laws are there, protecting the maid and also protecting the employer. So if anyone goes contrary, naturally the system will take care of it. But we don't have that kind of system. We're still a developing nation. However, do we have a law that can protect the maid? Then by extension, domestic workers. Someone said, oh, they employed him as a driver. Then he came. The next thing, madam now send him to the market to go and buy vegetable and co. Not through a consensual arrangement like, please, oh, I know it's not part of your job, but can you help me? Even sometimes, there's a way you will be treating the driver. Apart from the normal pay that you give the driver at the end of the month, there's a way you will be treating your driver. And you send the driver on an errand outside his job description. The driver will be willing to go. Or the maid will be willing to do other things. There are people who will bring somebody. One person will be washing clothes, taking care of the children, cook, go to the market, do laundry, cut the grass in the compound. One person. And then when they complain that the job is too much now, okay, even if I have the strength to do it, can you pay me more? You say, shut up. I bring you from village. Keep quiet. Upon all I've done for you, that's normal word. Upon all I've done for you, this is what you have to say. If you don't like the job, get out. I'll hire another person. And because there's poverty in the land, some people use that against dismiss. But let us not dwell on whether the maids even know, the domestic staff even know there's a law or not, or they're conscious or not. Probably sometimes poverty drives this thing. So some people just, it's 50,000 what they collect every month, and then just collect that now. So you see sometimes, because you have overused your driver, you will sleep for steering at times. Driver, will wash your clothes. Driver will pick your children. Driver will cook. Driver will do every other thing. So when he's even doing his main job, he might even sleep on the steering. Pastor Victor is joining us on the program. Good to have you.
Thank you. Okay, Maso.
You don't have a driver. Why?
Well, like I say, I can drive myself. Well, my boy was always with me, the gate man.
Okay.
So, but when he drives, sometimes I drive, especially when it's night, because I feel I'm better off to drive it at night. Yeah. So from 6, if we're still on the road, in the office or whatever,
I don't have shiny street light.
Yes, and sometimes I feel it's tired. Let me give him some support. So that's it. But for now, I'm good now.
You have the basic stuff, right? I want to also be practical in our approach. We're going to look at the law, yes, but we're also going to look at conscience, right?
Yeah.
Domestic staff, do they have a law that protects them? We'll find out. But let us start practically speaking. I don't like speaking English. Let us be practical. You have domestic staff.
For me, I don't have. Just them have. I don't have.
Well, you have, okay, let me not say maybe has a sister, someone who takes care of the children.
Yes. She started with me at the age of 12. She's 20 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she's been there for 8 good years.
Yes. She wrote her work. She wrote why she made it this work. So,
you enrolled her?
Yes.
Oh, she's going to school with you?
Yes, of course. She attended private school now.
A private school?
Yes. I bought her for before I bought my son. She's senior to my son, just like a daughter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why didn't you send her to community secondary school?
No.
But she could have written YD also and then made it.
I felt that I should give her one proximity where I live, down to Ajip or Umukutas. I felt she should attend a school very close. I don't like something that may disturb using one person's destiny to tie the other. You go to first school. What is it? So So the best thing is, the psychology say that 60% characteristic traits of the father or mother or the parents become the child. 40% is the environment. That's why it's a chap. That is, the father is a fisherman, but because he never had opportunity. Or you see the children doing it, when you give them the opportunity to fly. So I believe in good school, yes, foundation, yes, but the major thing is inside. Maybe the school. Sangana, but it's high school.
So she attended private school?
Yes, she attended private school. Yes.
Do you pay her or you take care of her?
So I take care of her 100%.
Okay.
Yes. When she came, I told my mother, go and look for somebody. My mother, look for a sister. Anybody that comes here, I'll take care of everything. I told my wife also, my wife is from another from America. Go and look for somebody, your relative, at least let it be one something. But she's from Luigi.
Okay.
She's from Luigi. Somebody brought her to us. So and she's also good. She's very good. She's very
Do you have plans of sending her to university?
Yes, my father did have one condition. Like after she showed me the work, she wrote like Nico. I don't know if the Nico, the work was excellent.
I prefer work.
I wanted her to participate with Nico. Just that's what she finished. I said, what do you want to do? She said she wants to make you want to go to law and somebody else. I said, but what do you want to actually be? For just a nurse. And what is a nurse? So I'm trying to open one small chemist. So I told her, what you do is that you need to build up practical knowledge and go to school. So in the morning, you join the lesson while we're preparing for jam and other things. As the children are going to school, you go for lessons to build up yourself more. Tailoring is good. I'm not saying it's bad, but if you know you want to go to school, then start be focused. When you're most children, when they say that, when they love the father, they want to be the father. Is the wife is very good. So you will never know that this is an umbrella. Yeah, you will never know. Even the song, I write songs. The songs I did to play, the name is there. Yes, she's part of. If I don't tell you that, she's not my daughter. So like I told my wife, I said, if she comes morning, then I go for classes. Then you also place her, give her a particular amount of money, or give her a POS, so she'll be making money for herself. Right in the morning, she goes to classes. These jam preparation classes. Yeah. So she attends, and the first one you must pay her because she's trusted. She will not the place where you know that, and she learns, and that's it. Then I work with the chambers. You understand? Yes. Before I got to law school, I was already drafting. Yes, I was already drafting. I can draft writing letter. Legal letter, I can draft, I can do everything. I worked there for like 3 years. While I was in school, before I even joined university. Yes, while I was in school, I was always touching the chambers and so on. So if I went to law school, I always did mortgage. I only had to enhance it, I can write draft.
Now, we'll look at the laws. And I went to an occasion, my very good friend in New York, when I was in New York, did his child education. So he invited me, Barrister Okon. And we went there. I saw a typical example. A woman came with 2 children and they made, you could spot the difference. Nobody needs to tell you, you don't need the prophet to tell you. The difference was clear. That drink, he said the difference is clear. Now, there was enough food because my very good friend Barrister Okon said, come now, food today. I said, I have come. So I went there with someone. There was no food. There was appetizer first. The appetizer said, food on this one. Let's when they now bring the main food. So she ordered for 3 plates, the appetizer. She and her 2 children. I closely watched what was going on. So they asked me, guys, when to drop the thing. And I called one and I said, why didn't you serve that other girl? So the auntie said, my friend, because I get safe for then my friend this morning, go and give her. If she has to tell her points to me, say, I need order you make. Yeah, now brought. Really, she did that. So when she said, order from me, let her eat. Now, just off you out of this place. We have seen cases like that. We have seen mates be abused.
My son told me yesterday, my wife, that somebody in his class, that he gave the boy his food. The boy was thanking him. And the teacher, I said I will visit the principal. So I told my wife, okay, ask how old this boy is. 15 years. He's going to 15. His classmate. So I said, okay, that was, if he gets up to 18 years, I can tell him move. You understand? But for now, madam, always give him food. The dishes, you have this special cooler. When my life was like, my God, you understand? So when my son, I also taught them how to help. You can't kill yourself, but you yes.
So are there laws protecting?
And you don't need to be comfortable. My father told me, every time I go to 16 persons in my house. Yes. So I think that I would get over there. So my father told me, the one I was advising, struggling young boy, do you know how I survive? Do you know how I get this money? You know how people ask cases to me and deals. So I said, well, you don't need to be comfortable for you to sacrifice. I took that word. And I tell people too, you don't need to have all. You have 100 billion or 1 billion. You give me 1 million, it's nothing to you. Yes, if you give me 1 million, give others also. You don't need to, I don't know, but they don't also. You understand? So, yes, with respect to the time, respect to, there is no law to the best of my knowledge, except the Child Right Act or Child Right Law of United and other states. The law was domesticated. So, that rights of a child, education, so it's broadening it beyond the ordinary fundamental human right. You understand? So that right clearly pushes all these things to see like that's it. Right to as your children enjoy the necessary, what are necessary? Good health, school, food, shelter, and so on. So another
But one reason is free food though. You're not allowed how to eat. Let alone at home. That means she's starving.
So yes,
and I was pissed.
So we need to. Also, law allows that same child rights act also allows the government to take over such situation. But it's not. It's situation. Most times when I have some matters from the court, because children just had one with an NGO, so I decided to go to the High Court. So they have their probate officers. It's just like the new thing that's for the United States to that to state and United States. So they have the probate officers where I decided to go. We have the magistrate court and the High Court. You have concurrent jurisdiction in some areas. So about 18 children. Where I went to the place. Let me talk about it. They didn't take any votes. But because it's subject, let me not verify. Let me not go in. Now the child, the ordinary child, just like a child, has the right. And we should know that life is not owned. Life is occupied. You may be rich, you may be a boy. The father who the father was doing excellent well. We were the of them in jail. I'll not go further than this. They got with down. We were doing very well. Like the 405, 405, and B2. They go to go to school. We were telling the children, they got everything clean. That unfortunately the father died. Sickness took all the money. Father was working with the hotel, all sickness, all the money. This was finally. I saw him when he sent the water. And I moved to my house. Wasn't keeping him. You understand? So sometimes down. They all came because they sold almost everything.
You know what I mean?
Trying to fight for the father for themselves. They let them die. So sometimes if you do these things, life is not owned. That's why you attempt to take it. If you attempt suicide and you fail, you go for it. You understand? It's occupied. Anything you occupy, you are privileged to occupy it. You understand? So you treat one authority says treat equal people equally, only equal people unequally. Try to make that feelings like this boy. I can say that this boy died. That continued fellowship between us has now created a bloodline between us. But I felt it very bad. It was like losing a son. So like that boy, yes, you may say he was like a domestic stuff. Now, if we are talking about the children under 18, they are not supposed to be. I'm speaking law now. And what I think ought to be the law. Let me not sound too authoritative. Now, if a child is under 18, that child is protected by virtue of the Child Right Act. 100% protected. Sometimes, not the person is a child, so the society watches, the government watches. And how will the government know about this when we don't even have, we don't even have statistics? So they know you also have a right to watch, because if you go to the child, you see any person, you can report it, you can take an action, and the government can take that child and give any person they want. The government also take by that Child Rights law of Liberty Act. The government, through the court, the agency, social welfare, can go to court, apply to the probate officer. Naturally, the law inclines on them the authority to oversee any child.
So if you see something, you can report to the family court.
Yes, you can report to the family. You can go to the probate officer and call the government. But who wants to give in his or her time for that? So as a neighbor, when you see that the court has the right to take that child from the biological parents, you see that parents defile their own daughters. Such a situation, that's an abuse. They have rights not to be abused. We're not talking rush all the time. We talk with those children under 18 and those above 18. Like my girl, like my daughter. Those under 18, not my biological daughter, but what are her rights? Privileges. She has the right to us all the way at that age. But the one under 18, you have a legal duty. You understand what I'm saying? Once a child is with you, if you like call her house, call her housemaid, call her sister, what, that child, whether male or female, you have a legal duty to care for the child. You have a duty. When it's a duty, it's a duty.
Responsibility.
It's a responsibility. Not food, shelter,
clothing,
education.
And these are all enshrined in the Maslow
hierarchy. Now, if you now say education, sometimes you have excuse because in our schools, the government ought to come in largely. You see the school from let's say from within the you may not find any secondary school there. Government secondary school, yes. And now somebody living at you also have one is far. So if I'm living around the water side, it's far. You understand? Now, if you are living around let's say Jemazi, can the child walk up from Jemazi down to Bulu? If it's a married child, it's far. Can that child walk down to Stella Maris? It's far. So the government must bring these things schools. And what you can see around that private schools, and the man may not also have the capacity to pay.
So why did you take the child if you don't have the capacity to pay?
Sometimes the parents cannot give you. At least let them feed him. You know where there's something. Let the part go out. Like when this girl, when the father had that, in fact, the last time she went for the father sent her back. That is what I'm good. Yes. When I take her holiday, I drive with my family, everybody will drive down, stay with them, and when I want to pick her, I'll come and pick her. You understand what I'm saying? So now, as a child, under the Child Right Law, you have a duty. But when the person is above 18 years, that duty is weird. It's expired, whether you're a biological child or not. It's expired. Now, if the person is staying with you at the age of 18 because of the boy that was able to do domestic stuff. Now, like when he got to that age, of course, you want to use lesson. You want to use the person. I taught him how to drive. I gave him driver's license. I some things. Then every week, at least 10K going Taiwan. But whatever I eat, that's what he eats. Every that week he died, I gave him 100,000 to buy clothes on the top. I said, go buy trousers. I said, you must buy trousers and shoe. When I give him money, you understand. So now, I gave 600,000. I bought a Jeep, a land Jeep. I said, complete it. I'll do it, complete it and take it. We use it for. He went and bought it. I bought it for the person who change his phone. I give him a phone for me. I buy phone for me. So these are the things I was doing. Then I did the last one where I gave him a plot. Okay. Yes, and I told him, I don't know what cast now, for this man give to help the work. So he was going to go to school and I was saying, so look, you help at that point we are like friends. He can decide what to do.
Okay. Because it's of age.
Yeah, it's of age. Now if it's a domestic staff as an employee, once it is staffing, then the rules of employment follows. Okay. But if it is mere support, being what proper dish I will use.
You come and stay with me.
Just being the man. The society is not fair. Just like the society is happening to me. The society is happening to most of us. Let's see how we give support. At that point, if I bring you, I'll be cutting this, you'll be driving me. You follow the rules of life, the rules of engagement. So if you have a brother, you don't need to use that forever. providing food alone is not enough. But it's good. You to provide food for you. Sit up. No man wants to invest on a ground that is not fertile. Everybody wants a fertile, profitable situation. So if you give food and the person doesn't want to, only kill yourself. But I'm talking about those above 18 years. You may not have a good case. But if the man is a gardener, and what they're up to date, unfortunately, there's no. I've not seen anyone say there's no. I've not seen anyone in Nigeria. But because there are still transactions when I do some business, I work small as a lawyer. So I've manned some reputable organizations. So I know you see when you say in the ordinary side of the business, these are the terms, implied terms. Because like in the comments, whether you state it or you don't state it, the implied terms that you have that property, you cannot give what you have. Otherwise it becomes fraud. You know that code. You also have the man must have quiet enjoyment. Once you gain, you sold. You cannot do what I code. You see some agreements will state it completely, some will not. But these things are implied in law. So there ought to be a legislation. This is one of the first time you're giving me but what I want to discuss it. This one you said you should you send something. You say child right. Yes. Now to say domestic staff. Now this law, therefore I'm not aware, lawyers are listening, they can call in and put me on notice. If us to domestic staff, I'm aware of international labor organizations. You know, they are UN and other things, but it's not yet. Yes,
because I know abroad you want to even if you bring your I have a friend whose eldest child wants to relocate to the UK, and the arrangement is that yes, she will go with them, but when she gets there she will have to go through the process, so she'll be paying her normal. The recruitment arrangement, they will see the transaction. They see all the lost it out.
All of you do this, many will have at least some jobs. And sometimes I find out the way people look gates, you know, but sometimes I look at it, it's fitting job. You see some people will thinking another route, not to 6 o'clock. I told them, open this gate. This is 6:15.
No, we're having that before, it's insecurity.
Yeah, it's but 6:15, a metro was linking, and they were doing like this. You know, more this one, I said, okay, let me show you. I took hammer. Because at that point, you can't, so if I take action, maybe Victor Okoro, I'm doing no invitation. Pass public presence. If I break it, did I break it? Now the son was going straight to break the padlock. So I will tell them that no, we can reason together. You know, because before they were doing this is okay. So when they was insisting, I said I will break it. Yes, it's self-help, legal one.
So let's go back. So for under 18s, the under 18s might not know that the Child Right Act can protect them, right?
The problem we have
so who will now help them?
That's why you don't say anybody.
Okay.
Law allows any authority.
Neighbors.
Yeah, you can look. The rights the police have. Partial right is also given to individuals under this CGL. If I see anybody with the child, I can go and report to the police. You understand? And go and prove evidence. The cops can decide, okay, take it from take that child and give to this responsible man. And when the child is not adoption, not ownership in the meantime. When the child is aged, the child can go back to the root. There are organizations, you know, non-governmental organizations. They can come in and say no for this. Then the religious homes, if they see that human is of hierarchy, religiously and so otherwise, they can give you can go and say no, let me take care of this child. And if the child is 18, go back to your root. You know, some parents do that out of anger and frustration. Then some aunties, they demand the little child lost the parents. And you just want about initial time when you agree, hey, my brother's child, you carry. When you carry now, the body becomes much. You now launch the anger of the child. Bring the child a partner when even your own children are making a partner in your business. When your own children are even more aged than the
She said she can't allow her children to stay with anyone, including her relatives. And I asked her why. She said because of the trauma or what she went through. She lived with her auntie from the age of 5 or 6 thereabouts. And she said they never bought pants for her until she got to about age 15. She wasn't very relevant.
Imagine.
Yes. On family circle, she narrated her story. She said that trauma is still with her till today. That's why she feels somehow when someone says, hey, make your children go for college. That trauma, because she feels that something similar might happen to her children. So there are children age 10, 12 going through what like this.
Every child has a right. It's a fundamental right of everything, as it is in the UN chapter of People's Rights. It is fully embedded in the Child Rights Act. When it is a right, it is not automatically provided. When it is a right, it is not secondary. It is secondary. Right. Once it is right, not privilege. There are areas go to the law, areas where they privilege. But once it is a right, it is a right. Like that of child right, it cannot be circumvented, cannot be derogated, except that child becomes something else. Then you keep them at the human home. But once a child is off the human home, it's off the ordinary home provided by government for discipline purpose, then that child, if that child is with you, or as an organization, if you're a local or a church or auntie, uncle, brother, neighbor, friend, then you have a duty. So and when the word duty is must.
Okay. The child is supposed to eat.
Yes.
Shelter.
Yes.
Clothing.
Yes.
Quality education.
Yes.
You know, when I
and other social, you know, if you have capacity.
Now, that's not the basics.
Yes. Because not for the child. Because for the adults, the adults, they also have, you know, their working rights.
No, when I started with the fact that we all have conscience. Aside the fact that yes, the law is supposed to put people's heads together and correct everybody's
sense. The law itself is the conscience of everybody.
But I said, should we wait for the law to act before we do what is right? Because we all know what is good. If you send a child, you send that girl to a private school. We all know the state of our government school is not pretend. There's no way you have small money and you want to send your own child to a normal government school. Let's leave hypocrisy. We know the state of our government school. And every human being has an instinct to have the best for him or their children. You want the best for your children. Even if you didn't have the best by growing up, you want them to be better than you. Is that also? Everybody has that. That's why somebody is carrying his children to summit and conference. Is that also? Don't you know the person? So why are we pretending as if we don't like good? Who doesn't like good? No, wait now. In the money, your mouth, you sleep and not
unless, which government will be hearing this? Unless we go back to those groups. If you're educated, I think you can do. You understand? If you're educated, not everybody will, but it's the way it will reduce the measure. That's the barometer, whatever you want to use to measure it of crime. You know, imagine we having most of our some members from each in Nigeria when they travel abroad, they travel to public schools because it's almost on the same standard.
Yes, it's not abroad.
Yes, no, Amici was bringing the glory. You know, you had wars, I don't know, but he was bringing the glory. You saw some kind of change. When schools started changing, people they did that business without respect. But Amici left, not even maintenance. What 400 schools were due? Like maybe you have in Macau 5, but no maintenance.
Let's take some 081095195. So you heard, yes, the Child Rights Act protects the child with you. But before the law comes, don't you have conscience? Don't you know what is good? The same way you want your child to go to Harvard, don't you also know that other child is in with you can also go to Massachusetts University of Technology. 08109510951. That's the number to call. And message 0701 933996. Call now because if it's government now, people will have called. If the government is doing now, we're talking about ourselves. There's actually a lot of discussion. I must say that Barrister is sounding too good to be real. I like giving my number. This is inside. You call and adopt me. He's talking because of the kind of society we live in. Ordinarily, these things ought to be.
This is what matters. Like, you keep less. We can't talk about the benefits. You give somebody, you pay. If you really have things about 18 days, but it's not just food. You pay, and if the girl, you help the girl. You pay the girl. You normal. That's why we need legislation. But yes, we need it. We're not going to discuss it next week. Why? At the areas, it will assist us to create employment. It will create. Look, when like somebody told me, work today. Who doesn't want to live in Nigeria? Work day, but again. I said, how work day? He said, grandma, I have to contact from grandma to buy somebody was talking. They go, thank you, but what will you benefit? So if you want your own children to benefit, okay, so you have time to run to you pay. Any person who has another person, rather than the child.
I think it's good morning. Yes, Dr. Chris.
Yes, good morning, sir. Good to hear from you, and then always appreciate you, and then thank you for letting us, yes, speaking Maxwell, just the last time I've been listening to him say that people call. Well, it is more down to that same government, Maxwell. It's just right at once. If in Nigeria, as you know, people in the and most states of Nigeria will do, but it's really implemented. It's more down to that same government. I will keep criticizing them, I will keep, if need be, I'm using them as an economy. If I found the child right at once, and it's implemented in the lab, you think we'll come up with something of this thing happening. Like he says, I made fantastic schools and hospitals. I keep telling them any time, especially for what he did for the doctors. I know over 200 brand new car for doctors building around there, and then schools they use. It was maintained, and the next person that came in saw the need to maintain them and to implement the child right act. That every child, whether it is a child living with you or your own children go to school, before I met you left, the public school was beginning to be competing with the private school. I'm sure you know that. So the name is giving away. So the government can implement the child right act. Everything going to the government. If they can implement it, I'm sure it works. I'm sure we will be seeing all this. So we must have our government, both south, state, and federal, accountable. We must follow by the trouble to do the proper thing. So that the young children go to school and go to school very well. You understand? And it's the private school. The government school works. What are the structure of the city? I mean, the private school is that problem. So the government can implement it in the latter. Ensure the national follow suit. Local government and follow suit. State government follow suit. And federal follow suit. The children will go to school and come on sound. So it's important to that's the government. Thank you, Mr. Victor. Thank you, sir.
Good morning. Honorable Master.
Thank you so much. I greet my brother, Pastor Victor. Good
morning, sir.
Thank you so much. I compliment what my younger brother, Dr. Chris, and giving Pastor before said. But there is no special thing which, for governor, if I look over the immigration marshal, that's the way to go. I tell you, when you're governor of Delta State, you come immigration marshal, like when, around the city, all the cities of Delta State, when they tell me, they are not my mind or carrying business, they arrest, yeah. Then, I wish I spoke, which one? Now, you're talking about the arrest them, and pursue them. So that is the way. Because the way people take fun into them, depriving them of the very basic necessity of access to this. Because when you're there, you can go to any active land. So, for me, I propound and reflect the meaning of what's called immigration marshal across Nigeria to check the existence of this water.
Thank you very much. Good morning, go ahead.
Hello, Master.
Yes, Miro, go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate the Master, the child right law, child right act, sorry, does not only apply to domestic spouse, maybe a child that don't belong to you. I think even government will call people of this. A child, my own child, because I understand that in government code. And thus most my child put it on the floor, sitting under roots and then scattered. No, we had a one time that she then got the custom of it. I think the government to pay for the place. The government is calling people, if you don't give these children basic benefits, go education, water. So children cannot live in the night because they don't have right in the night. They don't have right, that's right. They don't live in the night of candle. There are children that can't even in front of God, in front of just they need to go very close to the teacher, after you in rural areas. So the government is even calling them and they bring it. Basic and ministry does not have, and what's in your own public tribe. It's not only about ministry for our kids and other children. The government should be accountable. It should pay for making them for this. Thank you.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, I got it.
Yes, please, I need a small advice. Like a story. I said I need an advice for this topic. I want to say something.
Like
I was taking a from
hello. Let me take this. Good morning, Max. I grew up with 7 cousins in my house. We all attended the same private school, and they're all doing well now. It's a mindset thing. Some people are naturally wicked, and which is a human form. You see, these people that abuse less privilege in their care learn it from their parents. It's not far-fetched. UK, from Room Thank you. Okay. For starters, I commend you and our very friend for your deep level of concern for the have-nots. All I have to share for you as a gift from my heart. May the only limitless giver of help in God always be there for you. Thank you. Well, that's much we can take on the show today. Thank you very much, Victor. Thank you, everyone. If you have someone, your auntie's child, even if the parents have died, it is not an avenue for the child to work till 1 a.m. and wake up by 5 a.m. while your children sleep all day, opening their legs after school. God is watching you. Or someone working with you, they use the person. Let me say this. Each time you abuse a human being, you are abusing God. And God will not. God will fight back. You know why? Because it's God that created that human being. So each time you abuse you are using people. They work for you, they help them, but they are putting their best. Like so for some arrangement, come and stay with me, they drive me around, they help me do this. And the person is doing, but you are not contributing to the person's life. God is watching you. You are abusing God. Just take that to the bank. Good morning.
It's not a real name. Be my Julius and I'll be your own. It's the hand God now you bring it to me. It's indescribable what you mean to me. Would you be my Juliet and I'll be your own? My love. Yeah. Would you be my Juliet and I'll be your own? My love. My love. And when the stars come out tonight, I'll think about you, my love. My love. And in the dark I see your lovely eyes. Darling, you are my light. You are my love. I can see another man where we go. And once you can check our love never grows. Please be my Juliet and I'll be be my Juliet and I'll be your Romeo. My love, my love. And when the stars come out tonight, I'm thinking about you, my love, my love. And in the dark I see loveliest, darling, you are my love, you are my love. Take my hand and walk with me, my love. Just say what you want and I'll beg for you, my love. Take my all, I give it all and take it back. All I want is your love. You can take my all, I give it all and take it back. All I want is your love. All I want is your love. Yeah. The stars come out and nothing but they think about you, my love, my love. And in the dark I see your lovely eyes. Darling, you are my love, you are my love. Yeah. Be my Juliet and I'll be your Romeo. Yeah, my love, you are my love. Would you be my Juliet and I'll be your Romeo? My love, yeah, my love. Be my Juliet and I'll be your Romeo. My love. Would you be my Juliet and I'll be your Romeo? Oh, my love, oh, my love.
Pulling me further, further than I've been before. Making me stronger, taking me right to the core. Oh, I don't know what's in the stars. Never heard it from about the world isn't ours, but I know it's in my heart. If you ain't mine, I'll be torn apart. I don't know who's gonna kiss you when I'm gone. So I wanna love you now, like it's all I have. I know it'll kill me when it's over. I don't wanna think about it, I want you to love me now. I don't know who's gonna kiss you when I'm gone. So I wanna love you now, like it's all I have. I know it'll kill me when it's over. I don't wanna think about it, I want you to love me now. Oh, love me now. Oh, I want you to love me now. Something inside us, knows there's nothing guaranteed. Yeah, girl, I don't need. Tell me that you'll never leave. Lord, when we do that we could. To turn my distant to like turn evil to good. Even when we try so hard. For that perfect kind of love, it could all fall apart. And who's gonna kiss you when I'm gone? Oh, I'm gonna love you now, like it's all I have. And I know you'll kill me when it's over. I don't wanna think about it, I want you to love me now.
Because love is very important. Don't pretend as though love is not good. It is when probably you're loving the wrong person. That's where the problem is. If you're loving the right person is loving you back. Like this time, you know, you love the person is loving you back. Then it's balanced. It doesn't mean you guys don't have misunderstanding, but I mean, love is good. God is love, right? And you are the one who created love. The only issue we have is character problem. Sometimes people love us, but our character can make love die. Yes, there's universal agape love. Only God can love everybody. Everybody's, you know, no human being can love everybody. Because some of us will give God headache. Our character will believe. But that's why he's God. He's not a human being, right? So he can love all of us where we are. Because some of us have first wife. And yet, God still loves us. Else, the rain wouldn't have fallen on the roof with their character. They even abuse God with their mouth. They abuse God from morning to night. So God will say, okay, no problem. Don't worry. Rain is falling on you. So that's wrong. So there will be sun in your own house. You'll be people kill you. But other people experiencing rain. But God is not like that. He's God. Imagine that such powers were given to this our guys. You know the people I'm talking about. All the small criticism make themselves no problem. Go do for scarcity, you suffer. So love is important. And for any couple, you know, for any relationship to work, even for people who have parents get married, love is very important. Now, inside love is embedded respect, loyalty, empathy. These are all ingredients that are embedded in love. Respect, loyalty, empathy. Anytime you're doing something with anybody, do it with someone who has empathy. The moment you don't have empathy, then you're not a human being. Empathy is very important in all we do. Sacrifice is very important. You are the only one contributing in that relationship, not to the come from the other side. No, you should, at the point, ask yourself, love is, it should be from both ends. You give me, I give you. Like if my government says, you fall for me, I fall for you. You push me, I push you. Love ought to be like that. It ought not to be one-sided because, let me tell you, no matter how far you love someone, and you're the only one contributing emotionally, spiritually, financially, psychologically, all the calice, a time will come. You will give up. You're a human being. The time will come. You'll be tired. So it ought to be from both ends. From the man, from the... But in our climb here, I don't know if it's written in the Constitution. I said I want to ask that question. Why is it that incumbent on, in some, not that women don't give, please don't misquote me, but there's this build-up that if a man does not give, then heaven will fall. How do women also give? Like I said earlier, it's not as though some women are not giving. But you see, the general perception is, okay, we're going to the man that buys something. It's a man that should buy a car for birthday as a gift. Or maybe buy a phone as a gift. Why is it not incumbent that it should be from both ends? It's not like that in some other parts of the world. But in Africa generally, I don't know, you know, it's just incumbent on the man to give. So you see, even in the marriage setting, the man will pay school fee as much as money. I think there's nothing, I'm not seeing a reasonable man who would not want to take good care of his family. Every reasonable man wants to provide. That's why even when someone, when they get into a particular office, they want to steal. Yes, that's true. Sometimes you should give comfort to their family, which is bad. And that's why we're praying that there should be opportunities here and there, that some of those things naturally should be provided by the system, so the man will not want to steal. But within the family setting, every reasonable good man wants his family to live an average good life. So as money is coming into his hands, you see, you'll be providing. Build a good house, send the children to good schools. But how come in some cases so? Once a woman, maybe the man had some small business issues, and then the woman is now taking care of the feeding or some other things. It looks as though, not in all cases, but in some cases, the whole world will hear it. Why is it so? Because naturally speaking, it's incumbent. Even the child is growing up, the boy knows that he has to take care of a woman. In our climate, it's just natural. Although in some cases, women are also providing for the family, and the man is not also reciprocating. There's certain men that we don't know. The woman is doing things in the family, providing, not what where the man money go. This one, in this case, the man don't have money. We don't know where the money is going to. Then you must say. So today we're going to look at those things that they're basic things that you need to teach your children. That's what I guess comes in. They're what? Basic things that you need to teach your children. Some of us have absconded our responsibility, and we now feel that the children, what they need is just quality education. Education is not only what they give in the classroom. The first point of call, as far as education is concerned, is the home. That's why you should never hear someone say, my mom taught me this, my father taught me this. These days, what are you teaching your children? There's no English like that though. What are you teaching your children? What are you teaching your children? A child who is 12, 13, 14 cannot boil rice. And say, leave them and let them be watching movie. A child who is 13, 14 cannot boil rice. You don't teach them empathy.
You don't teach them giving. They're very stingy. It is natural for children to be stingy. Man's nature is selfishness. That's why you bought something for your child. Buck off, biscuits, meat pie. I say, Junior, can you cut a little for me? Now you move. It is natural stinginess, natural selfishness in man. You have to remove it from the child. You have to make, let the child know that it is good to give. That giving is living. Do you teach your children to care for other people? So your child goes to school. Although these days now, because of security issues and the way the world is, giving raw food, cooked food to somebody, you have to be careful. Because sometimes even if you have good intention, they can turn it the other way around. You understand? Except, this looseness has established people. But what am I trying to say? You go somewhere and you are privileged. In other words, your child is living good. And your child sees another child that does not have the kind of privilege or rights that he has because the parents, at least, they have small change. And maybe you even buy something for that child. It might not be edible, it might be something someone else. And your child is crying. Why would you buy such a thing for the other child? Something is wrong somewhere. And you didn't caution the child. Selfishness is in display. So, do you teach them empathy? Do you teach them giving? Do you teach them to be kind? Do you teach them respect? We don't teach our children respect these days. Do we? You find out. So there are basic things, tangibles and intangibles, that we should teach our children for them to be better people in the society. Take a look at where our society is. It's a replica of what we embedded in our children in school. We did a course, embedded systems. You program something to act in a particular manner. Am I correct? You program something. Computer engineers will know better. You program it, and that thing will just continually act, except maybe a virus comes in, and you can now. So do you program your children to be better people in the society? Teach them the tangibles and intangibles. I talk about tangibles, cooking, normal house chores, those things. But the parrot is here. Is Harriet here? Welcome.
Yeah, it's
When South Africa?
I think so.
Like a South African man.
Yes.
Okay, we'll play South African song for you.
Thank you so much. Something better to be on 95.1 Today's FM. Today we're talking about those household rules. Same as well, some of the issues that we have in our relationship, in our families, in the society, and what like as a result of children are not raised. Some of us video and everything. Not given that opportunity, even by the parents or their caregivers. We all know the foundation. So when you're trying to build a house, the strongest part of the house is foundation. They say a house is as strong as foundation. What happens? If the foundation is properly laid, the house will eventually come down one day. You understand? When you build a foundation on a sandy soil, what will happen? The rain, the storm will come one day and pull it away. Or when you build a solid rock, a very strong rock, so rain, no matter how strong the weather, whatever, will not come and pull it off. So some of the issues we're having, even relational, don't like to take it to our romantic relationship, but it started from the home. The first learning ground for any child is the parents' home. That's the basic. So yeah, everything we need to get. So let's say by me, I'm so surprised that parents are telling their children to big universities or maybe universities that they have this Christian universities to enroll their child and you are failing your responsibility. When you're pushing it ahead for people to take care of children, they can never take care of children. Give them the right values and value than you are the parents. But that's the first point of call, first learning ground. So there's some basic things we need to teach our children. Sometimes we feel it doesn't really matter, it doesn't matter. We need to tiny habits. You think they are small, they are tiny, but they have been laxing in that. Not just in the immediate, but in the future. You understand? He has long future, in the future terms. It's going to be children. Even in a romantic relationship, it's also going to play in there. That's why something called attachment style. This attachment style is how children are raised. In terms of how they are the caregivers or parents, how they take care of children. Children have long attachment style. Based on how they are raised, the environment they are raised. If they see their family, they are husband, wife, they perform this kind of acts. This is the way they behave. You shouldn't take to behave that way. They will replicate you. So don't take it. I don't think so. Advise them. And they see you doing something else. You're not doing that thing you ask them to do. They will do that thing. They listen to habits, but follow you. You are the example. They follow you. How you act, how you react to your husband, how you move. They are saying you're watching. They are silently watching. They are not stupid. You might advise them. Don't do this. But if I tell you what the children know that you don't imagine, what do they know? What they see you do, that's what they will do. So there's some habits that we must inculcate in our children. We must instill in our children. So that when they go, not even when they go, even it's also going to help you as parents. Then when they go, even in your relationship, the interaction, social interaction with other people, it's also going to help. My number one is listen. Tell your children, no matter how young you think they are, clean up their mess. Clean up your mess. No matter how little you think you're tired. I mean, and it's not beginning. You have so many times they come and clean. You don't know what you're doing to yourself. You don't get that sense of responsibility, accountability. Do you understand? Clean up your mess. Sense of discipline. Inculcate it into them. Speak up and take them up. Go and mob that thing. You must mob it. Do you understand? You scatter your clothes. Come to the room. Children from you enter, you see everywhere. Sorry. You can toys are this way. Their clothes is scattered. Tell them no matter how little it is. Get a container for their toys. Tell them. Make sure the children want to know. Or tell them why you are telling them to do this. Hey, get sit in the bed. Tell them, look, when you mess up a place with your toys and everything, what you do? When you drag, you clean your toys. About somewhere you can keep all your toys. When you clean them, you put them back in this basket and keep it. So next time you want to use it, you just go pick it up very easy and play with it. And when you finish, you don't mess up the place. That is the sense of discipline. When you keep discipline to them, you're telling them, look, accountability and responsibility. If you do something, you mess up the place, you go and clean it up. If you eat with your plates and they're dirty, you don't put it sick. Go to there's some places you go to. When you go to the kitchen, you see loads of plates. And you find that these children they grow up and they will not wash their plates. You understand? They will eat go to visitors' house because you didn't train them well. After eating, they will just carry their plates and go to the dish. So what to watch? You understand? My children, if you go to visitors' house, they know that even if visitor give them food, they will need to go and wash their plates. Except because no, just want it. They will insist that they want to wash their plates because you've put that discipline into them. So when you clean up, when they mess up any place, make sure you clean it. No matter how little you think they are, they understand he is or whatever. They understand what you inculcate discipline in them. When they grow up, even to their romantic relationship, they understand that look, there's a reason why. No sense of responsibility and accountability. Anything I do, you understand? I need to wash it. I mess up the place and you clean. That's why we have issues in marriage. Because they come grown up. They don't understand what it takes. You understand responsibility. You mess up this place. You use this place. You're supposed to wash clean it. Why you buy them 2-3 days for someone else to come?
Somebody said when you're done passing in the bathroom, use water to clean up walls. So
it's so good.
It's a sign of maturity.
I'm not taking it. So they never them. They never thought they would be much younger. So as parents, it's also as a father and mother, we have a lot of responsibilities. I'm not probably know. So number one, if you can't mess up the place, you must tell him or her to clean up and mess up. It's very, very important. So number two, lesson to number two. Teach your children to always close anything they open. As little as that, it could be very little, but it has a long impact, a great impact in the future. When they open, if they open a container like this, they close it back. If they open the door, they close the door. They go to the kitchen, they open the pot, they close the pot. They use the lid and close the pot. After children don't food, you can't see the people open the pot and they run away with it. What is happening? The flies are a big thing. They grow old and the same thing can go to do anything. I've seen men, once their wife leaves the house, every man that gives them boss, they do not give them, that can operating. Look, I give my food sometimes, I give him 5 works, he has finished eating. He just carries the place because he was raised in the manner. He has to go to the kitchen, watch my husband who was the plates, and put in the plate. Do you understand? He didn't know right. So the word was still there from the parents when it was much younger. So when you tell them like, why you carry things like that? It's my responsibility now. I can't wait for you. I can't wait for you. I can only have hands. I can always watch my place. Just because this is how I was raised. So always have a long-term impact. Tell them to close anything they open, they should close. Even this sense of them, mindfulness. In any environment, have sense of responsibility, mindfulness, make them more efficient. Do you understand? If you tell them that anything you do, make sure you go back, you close that thing, you open that container like this, what can you function, close it back. All these things have long impact on the children. In the most immediate, in the future, it's very important. So number 3, don't take anything that does not belong to you. If you take anything that belongs to you, you will ask to take excuse. My daughter will not ever. She can hear my voice. She's listening right now. My dad, my husband, I don't know. My boss, I never pick your phone as a parent. I want to use that asking you. Do you understand? Kids just come out. We just pick up phones. Do you understand? They just start using another. My children must always ask you, Mom, I have assignments to do. Can I use your phone? Do you understand? Even as long as I scarf. Okay, for me, meetings, my scarf, no scarf can pick up. Even like I saw like a car, if I'm able to go home and it's time for my meetings, I'll speak up to go and go straight. My daughter was open, there's this place. There's a picture also that keeps the scarves. She picks up, Mom, can I use it? Say, why not? Because that's what she don't use to asking. Yeah, something expected to speak up. And she will still ask. That's why when I go to school to get up, this case is very organized. I place case everything in a locker. Somebody went and paid up. My daughter cried, go find out case. Because you can imagine, these are children that were from very wealthy home, picking a case for their child. Just because they didn't teach them. And you do not, no matter how well you think you are, whatever, you do not pick anybody's face without taking permission. If you have to, in case that's your children. Because
Are you doing enough in ensuring that your children get the best education, which is your home education? Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, sir. Great.
I'm just going to
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my friend, you know when we are growing those days, when you come back to school, you know what your master will do, you go to the farm, you like to eat. And if you don't come to the farm, you will not, you will feel that like you will do. But today, in the farm is difficult. No more than and the children learning their people. They don't really do that work. All the children nowadays are the phone, pressing phone. That is what they know. What they're afraid to teach them. Even children are calling the common children. I know the family. You know what somewhere. One thing my boss got about. Because that's what I'm saying. I believe for that. I don't know what they do. The one that is trying to marry. I said, you want to shop and she don't have to. That's what she needs. If the father was not everything that was so when they become married to the last person, you could not be anything else. I think I cannot nothing different. And I did not think I would do anything. I marry you. I thought I would do all that. So that's maybe I think they have made what they can do by 7 years. They are even able to grow up and become something for their future. Because they don't have to they will not live forever. One is the young and that's for you. So much of the program.
All right, this is everyone. What's the last boundary written at home and the last one in the house, and everything is really stressful. Even when my sister is at home and I'm still the one who cooks, it's when she feels like doing something that she'll work. Is this right?
That's correct. That's what teamwork. You know, you establishment now. You start from the house. No teamwork. You know, with this division, you need to come together. Do you understand? That's too much. That's not correct. And listen to the last chapter. You understand the part that you know. Division of labor. That's really wrong.
Because
absolutely. I don't feel it. Yes,
it's
yes, we can.
and others are just sitting.
You be for friends.
Your parents need to do the shuffling.
Yes.
They should do the shuffling so that they
So many hands make it work very, very, very light.
So quickly, 30 or 40 seconds. Sorry. What's your message for girls? When comes home, the woman is relevant. What's your message for them?
Like the Proverbs chapter 7 said, the wise woman builds a house. How the foolish one knock it down. From Genesis to Revelation, you see where the Bible said a man builds his own house. He needs to walk the responsibility, life in the hands of the women. So we need to sit down. Do you understand? Because if a house broke down, if a woman become the man. So we must really do something. So try our best to ensure that the house don't go down. That foundation, we must ensure that foundation that our children get it. So we go. Even in a romantic relationship, it still be intact. And again, we'll be happy that we children that way. Yes.
Follow us on Facebook. Yes, Premier Women. PREMIER. Then WOMEN on Facebook. Premier Women. Follow her, like the page. Share some things. You know, the videos there. Check it out. We'll learn. Reach out about something that the women, not all of them, but very many of them, they don't want to close the radio and radio means that you can get free this education. This was they will always listen to one. Yeah, thank you. Getting free. It was free. People say you have to subscribe. So now before the video can come and listen to something and people take it. So husbands think I can do it. Yes, this is important. And the women were also listening. Catch other women. When we say build your home, it's so they say they are putting on you. Funny enough, it's women who diagnose at the end of the day. I'm not the one. I know men. Man, they buy a snap and sing but they buy car from. That's one of the women. That's all. Yes. Don't abandon the work. The work. That's why the children learn by demonstration and do not necessarily have to be compared. All they need is an example to follow. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And we're back.
Everything that I need, I know I need drama. But you still here for me. Girl, I can guarantee I get better money. So you know the one, my dad. My dad. You're the something. My money's on everything. I know I need drama. She say what I say. I don't know. Anything for money. And I know anything. I do. You know, I'm gonna love you forever. I'm gonna fly forever. I always believe that love was surrender. I wouldn't go down without a fight. I always have to go up and get that. I change my mind. Never used to be so cold. Never ever get too close. Didn't ever want to lose control. But from the moment that I placed it, knew that I'd have to sit. You said, I want you to be one woman man. One woman man. I want you myself. I want nobody else. Oh, you love me. Oh, you love me. Want you to be one woman man. One woman man. You make me believe that love was forever. Love is a status through every fight. I let go of all of the other pretenders. You're wasting my time. I never thought that I would say this. I can see it having babies. I can see it from the start. Now I'm giving you my heart. From the moment that I met you, knew that I would never let you. So wait, you can make me one more man. One more man. Want you, myself. Don't want nobody else. Oh, my love, look at me. One more man. One more man. I've never seen her else.
Say no to night. Embrace it tonight. We are the voice of the people. Today, 95.1 FM. Let's spend more downtown, Nigeria, or around the world. We've got you covered. Online, delivering bounds to news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
Good afternoon, thanks for joining us. This is all news on your premium operator, Today 95.1 FM. And the last narrative 101 strong Nigerians from the Nigeria Republic. Chief Regular State University Hospital is accusing by the says statistics report shows that 30 people suffer from stroke every minute. When the President both statistics about environmental liability in response to climate change, authorities trying to let Nigeria a country of people says killing Christians, mass slaughter. I'm lucky. The National Majestic Committee on Integrity 100 natural need from academics in Nigeria Republic under their sister voluntary return program supported by the International Organization for Migration in collaboration with the government. It is next year that the Queen's right through the International Airport area as of first 30th October 2025. The statement revealed that the Queen's by a number of officials in coordination with the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Economic Persons, the National Immigration Service and other people stakeholders, according to the agency, the IS conducted by registration and documentation to ensure proper education and support for reintegration. The statement that the Queen's assessment and the National Immigration Service were further provided to address October 2025. The agency noted the line with the government's commitment to ensure safe, dignified, humane return to migrant residents. The needs were provided with essential humanitarian support, including meals, drinking water, medical screening, ambulance services, logistical assistance, and public resident services. A former government statement foundation member of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Sue Blanchard, has dragged the party to a final which is even more stopped the November 15 national convention of the party. The convention is billed for holding in Oyo State in November 15 and 16 of the National Office that run the affairs of the party. Blanchard, formerly of Foreign Affairs, has highlight Jefta, on his behalf, the former governor is also asking court to grant the independence national electoral mandate from supervising 18 of the monitoring convention so as not to support any legal action. The main grounds of was that he was unlawfully and illegally denied nomination form for the purpose of the defense of the national party at the convention. Specifically, Lens claimed that the party did not create equal opportunity for legal members, including himself in the private selection during the convention. He prayed for a mandatory order of injunction to ban the party to make form for national time nomination available to him. The Middle State University Hospital ICT Stroke Center has joined the local community to commemorate World Stroke Patient Day. Everything counts in the to raise awareness and save lives. The event held at Infectious Disease Import ICT emphasized the importance of stroke prevention, early recognition, and crown treatment, while also celebrating the progress made in stroke care and survival support across states. Senior Defense Awareness, Mazo, a consultant physician and neurologist from the Stroke Center, noted that families actually make the difference between full recovery and lifelong disability. We urge residents to participate in the help by learning to recognize the signs of stroke and to simply populate when symptoms are born. Also speaking of the people of the British State Hospital, Professor Kingston Ivo revealed that there is high stroke patient nationwide with statistics report of about 30% stroke every minute. He praised the British State Hospital for establishing managed stroke center and referred hospital clinic to provide quality care, rehabilitation, and education. Professor Ivo also encouraged the people to adopt healthy lifestyles, including regular exercise, a balanced diet, and proper control of hypertension diabetes, which is a major risk factor for stroke.
The most important cause for this factor of stroke is hypertension. It's not blood pressure. If hypertension is well addressed, the burden of stroke will reduce. As part of the associated diabetes, obesity, and physical activities, we want to call on the River State of Nigeria to number one, check the blood pressure. Do regular checkup, attention to basic exercise. It's important because what we eat, protein, vegetable, nutrition, and individual level prevent stroke.
Communities across the state are taking bold steps to set out environmental activism because of climate change. A climate adaptation workshop community planting initiative held at the local FCC moved over Practica, youth, women, families, leaders, and creators to capacity to respond to environmental crisis, erosion, and biodiversity loss. This round, the countrymen, according to Africa Climate Advisory Project, Smith said that the event will practical climate adaptation strategies to enhance such sustainable lands and rental water and ecosystem restoration.
We'll see the level of climate change impacts and flooding, practical. So as I want to work on this out of adaptation measure called adaptation across Africa. This program is carried out by the Western Hub of Africa. So we're going to also have the relevant stakeholders in the space, CSOs, communities, managing our police. We also have business and organized call.
Highlighted the urgence of local climate action, Dr. Messi Bello, enhancing impact of climate change and all visible across the statements of natural lands is everyone's space, declining biodiversity and first integrity. Even native solution, Bello, I would call for collective migrants as custodians of the environment to make sure the environment is habitable.
If we are not intentional, then we can activate the people trying to the environment. Typically, that's what the nature of this solution takes on. We look at flooding and erosion, how can we be proactive rather than reactive? We want to get a situation where we proactive solution policies that we can't believe it's the software of this house. We know the rules, we know the plans, we know everything that is happening in this house. As individuals, we have to take this solution to talk about it. Against everyone, when our people responsibility for every one of us.
Also, Dr. Kizo gave vital knowledge on how to mitigate the impacts of climate change and enhance the security and community resilience, just as he called organizations, communities, government, businesses, research and non-governmental organizations to practice action towards protecting the environment.
Even nature attracts and develops internal capacity to regenerate resources. We should not sacrifice balance. That's the balance. That's what is in the balance. That balance has to do with plants and animal species. So what we want to focus is a forum track for organizations, for communities, for non-governmental organizations, for non-governmental organizations, community-based organizations to take proactive action towards protecting the environment, especially people with people. Trees have a lot of values. Cultural value, social value, esteem value, economic value, economic value.
To learn from the natural reports, I've concluded with symbolic tree planting sites where the citizens don't foster the result, degraded areas leading around school premises. Listening to what we today, I want to talk about the
Every day, everywhere, the picture is great. Together, I take our news being bringing the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Thanks to the number of studies. The legal representative of Stephen Miller, the disputed land at all law farmland in Mahal community local American state. Chris Fine Gadu, described that explained the province on the world land of Simon and Europe right within South State along South Road formulation of formal notification that the properties are fine as subject to litigation. They make out to meet the clarification and an easy relating corresponding insisted that the landlords of Simon and Europe right to the court of lands that were on litigation. Responding to demand by the landlords all from Stephen Miller, the court basically questioned that the landlord were not party to the suit that brought back to High Court for reassignment and advised them to go back to the demand sold to them.
I am surprised that South African from the essence of the examining the analysis issues and discussion on what the essence of this issue was notified that the landlord there is very important and I know to fix for the find on this because we are not working with the social media because of the state is carried out with the big fight. So the next is made by the concerning the team also states we to practice this very statement.
Also, the chief executive officer of Delta's Technologies and Polymetal Statement, described as falsehood claimed by oldest man lineage of Akadami Badilna, who insisted that Miller has no inheritance from the property of Aka. Miller, in his rapture, insisted that the division of Roland gave his father his right to inherit from the property of his fathers, saying that Aka has two wives, never property owned by the same man, must be shared among the two regions. Accused Badilna, one of conspiring with the Fury to hijack the property of the fathers, excluding the division of Miller, and secondly commanding the family of Yor because of his stance for truth, insisting that he will ensure that he does not deny his inheritance. This is what I'm saying. What I also not and I also our fathers. The same family that Aka managed to wife has property which he goes to. How this one same man doesn't all what he have. This photo we are using Aka for Aka we are using the family land just like which the family when they are also Aka president I bring my family to the area more than $15 but the family I have sold 90% So they also used the opportunity to slam out landlord in the state bank for calling names and one that they should really facility
come on this is I'm not saying that's the reason why we should not publish content so that just what saying that we want us to not possible even I got you should you
when the second commandant of Lake in Mahal community of the Cook Israel Joe has fought to play with his elder brother Apostle Apollonius Edmond. Obi, Joe, how his brother led his line for standing up for the proof that Neva is entitled to his share in all law farmland, insisted that their grandfather had married two wives including the mother of Neva, hence they need to give him his inheritance. Obi and Joe's brothers on truth the name of his elder brother Edmond clarified that later Neva, who the father of Stephen Neva was, given a portion that he was using to fund indicating his right share. Authority, the United States President Donald Trump has concern over killings of Christians. The statement concerning social platform Trump said facing an existential threat in Nigeria describing the killing as a mass slaughter. When the leader of some of the talks told that NEMA has received 141 Nigerians from Nigeria. Given the director of the state, University Council was such that the country that is forces 30 people from every minute. Authority saying the other night, Donald Trump has declared Nigeria as a country of particular concern.
and divide. To tell the people, we are not in the same league. We are the right partners. Here on Today 95.1 FM.
for a journey beyond ordinary stations. We're not a station, we are a station. Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
I